Then the ACC tips off at 8:30. And don't miss Championship Sunday. The SEC battles at 1 p.m., followed by the American Conference at 3:15. 4 championships, 2 days, 1 epic weekend. Champ Week, presented by Principal, exclusively on ESPN and the ESPN app.
When has Texas looked like they're going to win it all? I mean, you both know at the end of the day, they're going to choke because their coach just can't get it together.
All Fun Gone. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and the SEC network.
I think Monroe Freeling's name's going to come up a lot when we're sitting at that table in Pittsburgh on Thursday night as maybe the best offensive tackle in this draft.
You can watch First Draft on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcast. Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Talk with Lil Wayne, 5-time Grammy Award winner. Is it actually hard to remember all of your own lyrics?
It used to be, but I had to go on stage one day for Drake. I noticed that he had these little televisions. I thought it was just like a stage prop, but then I noticed it was like prompters with his lyrics. And I was like, you could do that?
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. Amber and Ian.
They did not get cold feet. They got cold, we got a better deal over here that we don't have to give up the picks for. But why wasn't that all contemplated before they decided to trade for Max Crosby? Because it's not like Trey Hendrickson wasn't on their radar. I feel like all of this looks terrible for Eric DeCosta. And I do wonder how it's going to affect teams negotiating with the Baltimore Ravens moving forward.
Amber and Ian. Weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. This is Freddie and Harry.
Gary in great state of Maine wants to weigh in on this.
I don't remember where Lamar Jackson has ever brought you good times. And don't tell me 2 MVPs. And this is the problem I have, listening, because you guys are so smart. You guys really are. I love listening to you. Love it. But wow, the Ravens? Y'all are nuts.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
We are Lions International, the world's largest service organization. We are volunteers committed to strengthening our communities and supporting those in need, one act of kindness at a time. For more than a century, Lions have been serving a world in need, right here in our community and around the world. Lions International makes the impossible possible. This is your invitation to join us, because the only thing missing from our mission to make a difference is you. Visit lionsclubs.org to find a local Lions Club near you.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Spring Sale and get 35% off paints and stains March 13th through the 23rd. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Plumbers, today will be a good day. You will be profitable. Your clients will be nice. No one will stand over you and tell you how to fix the thing they actually hired you to fix. You will also feel at peace after switching to Progressive, America's #1 commercial auto insurer. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 commercial auto insurer from the NAIC's 2024 National Premium Data.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Christine Lisi. We now pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Led by DJ Armstrong's 33 points, including 7 threes, UMBC beat Vermont 74-59 and clinched an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. First time the Retrievers are back in the Big Dance since 2018 when they became the first 16 seed to beat a 1 seed, upsetting Virginia. Howard clinched an automatic bid to the Big Dance as well with a 70-63 win over North Carolina Central in its conference title game. A number of analysts have been joining the ESPN radio airwaves to talk about what the bracket may look like when it's unveiled tomorrow night. Of course, Miami of Ohio, who lost its first game of the season in the MAC quarterfinals the other day, they've been a big topic. ESPN college hoops analyst Jay Williams.
In a day and age in which we had a team that was undefeated for the majority of the season until they got to the conference tournament, I think they have to be in the tournament. There's no doubt. They're in the tournament. So let's just start the point from there. I think the NCAA would have the miss of all time if they're not in the tournament. And also, if you put them in Dayton, I think seeding is important. I think that they deserve to have a decent seed. Now, look, if they don't win in the tournament, they don't win in the tournament. But, you know, in the day and age in which it's hard for teams to go undefeated, yet alone just lose one game, they deserve to have the right seed. Now, whether they win games in a tournament or not, that's up to them. But I think the fact that you were talking about an Auburn team that, you know, is, I think they're like 17-16, and I get it. You know, they play in SEC, and SEC is deemed the best conference. But you want to see a team like that rewarded. And guys, at the end of the day, this is still March Madness. This is March Madness, and the NCAA has to promote a product. So you're not going to promote a team that's been the only undefeated team in college basketball until the last game of the season. No, they're going to do that, and that's the right thing to do.
What about the top overall pick for the Big Dance? Seth Greenberg weighs in with his #1 seed when he joined Game Day.
I think it'll be Duke. I mean, because they've proven they can win, you know, with this different lineup, and their resume says that they should be #1. I think Michigan's going to be in the conversation to some extent as well. So, you know, I don't think it's a clear-cut decision.
A reminder that you can catch the ACC championship game between Duke and Virginia following us at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio. All right, let's get you out to Kansas City for Houston and Arizona battling for the Big 12 title. Here's Fran Fraschilla, Courtney Cronin, and Chris Carlin.
Well, Christine, this has been an exciting tournament to say the least. And if yesterday
with the Arizona win over Iowa State was any sort of an indication of what we might be in for tonight. It's going to be a treat. And it's not often that you get a top 5 matchup in a championship game, but that's exactly what we've got here at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City for the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship game. And Coach Fraschilla, as we look at this matchup, Arizona a couple of weeks ago really did a fantastic job on the road at Houston with their 73-66 win. In a lot of ways, they out-Houston Houston.
It's a great.
How did they do that?
Well, it's a great point, Chris. Remember, they were without Koa Pete and Dwayne Aristo. They basically played with 6 guys. But it shows you the toughness and resiliency. When I've watched Arizona play this year, I have said many times they have 8 starters. So even with a couple guys down, they were still very, very good. Now, I think they caught Houston in the middle of a tough run. It was one of 3 straight losses by Houston. And quite honestly, it's one of those games where you wish you had back if you're Kelvin Sampson. Can't get it back, but the good news is they get to get it back today, maybe in a much, much more meaningful game.
You turned to me yesterday late in that game where Arizona was losing to Iowa State and said this is the kind of game they win because they are so comfortable in chaotic situations. Take me through that and how that benefits them against a team like Houston.
Well, maturity, their freshmen are mature. They have some maturity up front in Krivas and Awaka. Certainly Anthony Del Orso has been through the Big 12 wars, and they have a point guard who's a senior. Now, what I didn't tell you yesterday is that Houston, who's won 2 games in this tournament by average of 21 points, has the same DNA down the stretch. So if this is a close game, it's going to be a battle of wills, which is not a surprise when you talk about 2 teams who could be likely number 1 seeds.
And you've got a team in Houston who literally was here in this position a year ago and beat Arizona, and the most outstanding player of the Big 12 tournament last year was Emmanuel Sharp. He's here tonight.
That's right, and that certainly helps them, but this is a different Arizona team than we saw last year. I would say the reason Sharp is important is because Kingston Flemings, who's had 7 games of 20-plus points against top 25 teams, I not only want to see him score tonight, I want him to spray the ball out to guys like Uzan and Sharp who can knock down those dagger threes.
Uzan in that championship game last year, 25 points, the ultimate playmaker who can score when they need him to. And Courtney, on the Arizona side, they didn't get the big-time production from the freshmen yesterday that they normally have gotten. 50% of their scoring this year has come from their freshmen, but Koa Pete and Braden Burries only ended up combining for 7 points, but that left a gap for Anthony Del Orso to fill.
And Coach mentioned it, the resiliency of this Arizona team. How about the resiliency of someone like Anthony Del Orso? Up and down season, he's seen his role change in this Arizona team. He is a pure shooter, but they haven't needed that from him, especially as of late. If you go back 3 weeks ago today, when Arizona and Houston last played, the Wildcats came away the winner there. Anthony Del Orso led the team with 22 points. So his stat line at the end of the game looked great. It didn't start that way, though. And what Tommy Lloyd said about him in that game, he's like, I don't know how many of you guys know Aussies, but they've got a little you-know-what to them. And it wasn't going his way for a good stretch there. He hung with it. Our guys hung with him. Our staff hung with him. He told Delhi, hang in there. It's coming. It did. And he ultimately was the X factor for them last night, was the X factor for them the last time they played Houston. They may need him to be the X factor again tonight.
Well, he was fantastic. 26 points, 10 of 14 shooting, including 6 threes yesterday in that dramatic win over Iowa State. All right, let's get to Coach Fraschilla's game plan. It's brought to you by Cintas. Work days are better when you partner with Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for your workday. Fran, what have you got?
All right, for Arizona, keep pounding it inside. JoJo Tugler for Houston can be in foul trouble. I think there's an advantage that Arizona can take advantage of. They've done it all year. For Houston, I mentioned Kingston Flemings. We love his moxie, his scoring ability, but I also want to see him spray that ball out, get some open threes for those shooters we talked about. And then he going up against Jaden Bradley, play with poise like you've done all year. And I think this game is just, it obviously has a chance to come down to the final minute or two.
Well, Houston has gotten back to the championship game in the Big 12 for each of the first 3 years that they've been in the conference. They got here by way of a 69-47 blowout over Kansas. And you talk about a dominant defensive performance. They held the Jayhawks to a season low in points. and Kansas shot just 6 of 31 in the second half when Houston went on a 16-2 run to begin that second half. Kelvin Sampson with another loaded team and more outstanding guards. We mentioned Sharp and Uzan and Kingston Flemings as well. And Chris Sinak, 17 points, 14 rebounds. He is right on the doorstep of being a top 10 pick. For Tommy Lloyd's team, they now find themselves with 11 AP ranked wins this year and 5 after that win yesterday over top 10 teams. What he has done in the first 5 years in Tucson, Coach, you think about a statistic like this where you have 31 wins in 5 years over AP ranked teams. Wow.
It's incredible. He is the winningest coach in basketball history for anybody in his first 5 years. Last week surpassing Brad Stevens at Butler. So magnificent job. He's a great fit in Tucson, and he's rebuilt a very, very proud Arizona basketball program.
All right, starting lineups for tonight's Big 12 championship game for Houston. The Cougars in the backcourt, a very familiar lineup. It's Emmanuel Sharp, the redshirt senior from Tampa, Florida, first team All Big 12. And as we said, the most outstanding player in last year's Big 12 tournament. He's joined by another veteran and the senior from Las Vegas, Milos Uzan. Quiet night yesterday shooting the ball, but still makes plays and fills up the box score with 7 rebounds, 3 assists to go with 6 points. The freshman sensation is Kingston Flemings, first team All Big 12, a former Texas Gatorade Player of the Year, 21 points in that win over Kansas yesterday. Joseph Tugler, the junior from Monroe, Louisiana, does everything they need him to do, a member of the Big 12 all-defensive team. And then Chris Sinak, coach, the freshman, 6'11" from New Orleans, 17 points and a career-high 14 rebounds against Kansas.
He's building a great NBA resume this week particularly, and he's got another chance to prove some people not wrong necessarily, but how good he could be going up against this Arizona front line. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Meanwhile, for the Arizona Wildcats, got a good dose of what Jaden Bradley could do. He was quiet a lot of the day, but then when it mattered the most, has been the story for him all year. The Big 12 Player of the Year steps up and makes the game-winning play and hits a fadeaway two-pointer, a long one, to get the victory at the buzzer yesterday for Arizona. The senior from Rochester, New York, in the backcourt, joined by Braden Burries, a freshman from San Bernardino, California, who had been on a bit of a heater and had scored 20 in 4 of his last 5 games prior to just a rough shooting day yesterday. But he is, of course, such a dominant factor in this game that you have to keep an eye on. Then Ivan Karchenkov is the other freshman from Munich, Germany, really stepped up, 17 points, 5 assists yesterday in the win over Iowa State. Koa Pete, 6'8", 235 freshman from Chandler, Arizona. He's been terrific this season, joined up front by Mo Krivas, the 7'2" center, had a couple of blocks, 7 points, 4 rebounds yesterday for Arizona in their win over Iowa State. Arizona in their home white uniforms here in Kansas City. It's the top overall seed with the red and navy blue trim. In Houston, they're in their visiting red uniforms with white trim numbers and lettering. They are the number 2 seed in this tournament. Kip Kissinger, Doug Sermons, Marcus Pettigrew, veteran crew will be our officials tonight for this championship game. We thought we'd get potentially an incredible atmosphere if you had Kansas and Iowa State, but these two fan bases have made their presence known the last few days.
Yeah, no question about it. Two very rich traditions, Houston and Arizona, and not the craziness of Iowa State and Kansas in the building, but there will be a lot of energy.
Exciting. It's got a lot of energy to it, speaking of which.
I agree. I can't wait. And, Chris, 5 freshmen. Think about it. These two teams are 1 or 2 seeds, 5 freshmen on the floor starting this game tonight.
And guys who you're going to see in the NBA and you're going to see get drafted very high in June's NBA draft. In just moments, we will have Joseph Tugler and Mo Krivas tip it off. And Tommy Lloyd, the head coach at Arizona, Kelvin Sampson, the head coach at Houston. A lot of respect for one another. You hear that in their comments about each other leading up to this matchup.
Yeah, but this league has great coaches, and they all have respect for each other because they all love what this league is about, the Big 12.
Fran, you're with this league all year long. Did we get the best possible matchup we could in the final?
Oh, I think there were 4 or 5 teams that could have been here, but yes, at the end of this tournament, this week, these are the 2 best teams.
With a loss earlier today, Florida, Joe Lenardi says Florida's still going to be on the 1 line as a number 1 seed, but Houston, with a win in this championship game, certainly has an opportunity to be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Marcus Pettigrew has the basketball in his hands. He puts it in the air, and Houston has won the opening tip, and they will work from our right to left to begin as Kingston Flemings brings it across the timeline. He gives it right as they set up their offense. A lot of pressuring defense immediately outside from Arizona. Tugler inside the lane. A turnaround hook shot wouldn't go. Krivas plucks it out of the air right over Tugler and has the Arizona rebound.
Hard to go right at Krivas and get anything done. He held his ground on Tugler.
Braden Burry's feeding the post for Krivas outside right. They kick it on the skip pass to Bradley over on the left wing right in front of the Houston bench. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Feeding right, Tarchenkov on the right wing, surveying the defense. Skip pass. Bradley thought about the 3. Shot fake, pulls up, elbow with 2 on the shot clock. Won't go, but the tip back right there. I think it'll be credited to Krivas.
He just stuck his hand up, and when you're 7'2", Chris, I wouldn't know about this, of course, but when you're 7'2" and you stick your hand up, hey, good things can happen.
They will credit Koa Pete in there as well on the basket. So it's Uzan for Houston. A 2-0 early Arizona lead. Driving into the lane is Sinak, and he traveled with the basketball. Coach, he almost looks surprised that he has much room to work with.
I agree. I think he should have just pulled up at that Big 12 logo about 10 feet from the hoop and shot it.
It was almost like, where is everybody?
I agree. Shoot the ball, young man.
Arizona walks the ball up the floor. 1:15 gone by here in the Big 12 championship game in Kansas City. Ivan Karchenkov is guarded for the moment by Emmanuel Sharp in the man-to-man. They will come out and trap the guards quite a bit with Houston. It's always been a staple of their defense. Karchenkov is bumped outside, and Emmanuel Sharp is going to pick up his first personal foul.
Well, at their best, Houston plays defense like there's 6 defenders on the court because they constantly move and react to each other, and they're very well connected at all 5 spots.
That's the word that you hear Kelvin Sampson use all the time, and he used it quite a bit about yesterday's win. Arizona with the basketball, 1.5 gone by. Jaden Bradley gives it left. Koa Pete now hands it off. It's Burries at the top of the key, right side. Bradley pops from 3 and buries it from the right wing. It's 5-0 Arizona.
Jaden Bradley knows what his team needs. Don't worry about his scoring, but if he needs to score, he has proven all year he can do that.
Shooting 48% from 3 this season. And 2 minutes in, it's a 5-point lead for Arizona. Tugler with the basketball. Not sure what to do with it. Hands it off for Sharp. Long 2, and he knocks it down from just inside the arc on the left side.
Well, the reason it was a long 2 is he wasn't going to challenge Krivas inside.
Pete trying to feed it down low. We've got a foul underneath that is going to go against Arizona.
Yeah, Krivas with a little extracurricular activity in the lane. He extended his arm on Tugler, and Marquise Pettigrew right on top of that call.
First team foul against Arizona. Substitution as Krivas goes to the bench. And onto the floor for the first time, Tobe Awaka. You talk about dominant forces inside, the leading rebounder off the bench in the country this season at 10 boards per game. Had 10 yesterday and a double-double against Iowa State. Here's Tugler off the screen and roll down low. Lost it out of bounds, and it will go over to Arizona on the turnover. 5-2, Wildcats with the lead 2.5 minutes in.
JoJo caught that ball in a short roll, and when he caught it, Sinak dove to the basket. But as JoJo turned, he had already let it go, and Sinak was nowhere where JoJo thought he was going to be.
Over in front of the Arizona bench, they're cleaning up some of the moisture from the area, whether that was just sweat from Krivas coming off or somebody knocked over a drink. I don't know.
Yeah, let me tell you this, Chris. I love the fact that Tommy Lloyd took Krivas out with 1 foul. When you have 3 bigs you can rotate, I like taking that guy out now so he doesn't pick up a quick second. And you have that luxury when you have Tobe Awaka to come in the game.
It's a pretty nice luxury, to say the least. Right side, here's Karchenkov, and we got a foul underneath that's going to go against Sinak of Houston. And he looked a little bit incredulous at the call made by Doug Sermons.
Well, what happened was Awaka was posting up, and we said this yesterday. Awaka is so good at creating space inside that Sinak was hand fighting with him, and they called a foul.
Team foul number 2 off the inbound. Burries with a 3 from the near corner. No good. Just grazed the front of the rim. Rebound is tipped out by Emmanuel Sharp to Flemings, who picks up his dribble at the top of the key. Gets it right. Uzan, a baseline floater from 10 feet for Houston to bring the Cougars within 1.
Floater's a great term because he's perfected that shot.
At the top of the key for Arizona, it is Koa Pete getting the ball back down low, doubled out just outside the post, tries to swing it across the court, but the hand in the passing lane knocks it out of bounds. And with 15 to shoot, it'll be Arizona ball with 16:49 to go first half.
When you get the ball on one side of the floor versus Houston and you swing it to the other side, they react very, very quickly. Jaden Bradley is taking the ball out in the very, very deep corner.
There's Burries, gets the inbound pass right in front of the Houston bench. Koa Pete to the free throw line, swings it back to Burries. Left wing 3, air ball into the hands of Milos Uzan, who will look to push.
Second air ball by Burries, very unlike him, although he's coming off that floor. Look at his floater.
That was Uzan. He got that one nearly to go off the rim, but it just fell off at the last minute. And a rebound for Awaka as Arizona comes the other way, feeding the post down low for Pete. His bank shot too strong off the front rim, and it's Sinak who comes away with the basketball for Houston.
Sinak and Pete go way back as members of USA Basketball. They're good friends, and this is a great challenge for both.
Kingston Flemings bounce pass on the short roll. It's Tugler, kicks it right. Sinak, an open 3, knocks it down in front of the Arizona bench.
And let's explain the short roll, Chris. When the screener sets a screen, he opens up early and you just hit him with a little short pocket pass, and then you spray it to the open man. Great job right there by Tugler.
7 unanswered for Houston to take their first lead of the day, and we've got a whistle and a timeout on the floor with 15:53 to go in the first half. 7-5, Houston with the early lead over Arizona. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
After falling behind 5-0, Houston with 7 unanswered points, and they've got the early lead over the Arizona Wildcats. 1 versus 2 in terms of seeds in the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship game here in Kansas City. Chris Carlin, Fran Fraschilla, along with Courtney Cronin courtside. Coach, what are we seeing in the early going here?
Well, I just like the way Houston held their ground. They got off to the slow start. The ball's moving, and I got to tell you, Kansas left Sinak open yesterday by design. They didn't want to get beat by some of Houston's perimeter guys, but Chris is picking up just where he left off. Ball movement leads to the open shot. 6'11". We know he rebounds, but knocking down threes is really a luxury for Kelvin Sampson and that Cougar team.
You know, the dominance that we've seen from him in stretches, I think it's one of those situations where a fan might look at him. We talked about his demeanor on the court, and you'd think, well, this is not a fiery guy. This is not that kind of a guy. But, Coach, he seems to turn it on when he needs to, even though you may not see it in his outward personality.
Yep, and the reason you're not worried about the outward personality is because, as we have said throughout this tournament, he chose to go to a place where the coach has a fiery personality, is going to bring that out of him. I'm not sure he's going to be stomping around like his coach does, but just the fact that he's poised, composed, and able to handle that hard coaching we talked about is allowing him to have the poise to play well in big moments in this tournament.
Kelvin Sampson said after the game yesterday, he's been a pleasure to coach this year because he has been so coachable.
Great point. I could say the same thing, Chris, as you know about Kingston Flemings.
Arizona with the basketball, down by 2. Jaden Bradley has it up top, driving left against Uzan, kicks it back out. Anthony Del Orso in for the first time, and it's shot blocked, but Kingston Fleming's called for a foul. Can't believe that Doug Sermon saw him get a piece of his hand.
Well, Kingston is a great young man, but very demonstrative when it comes. I don't think he thinks he's committed a foul this year. And right now he's having a conversation with Kip Kissinger, and really a great young man. Doesn't mean anything by it, but I'm going to trust Kip Kissinger, Doug Sermons, and Marquise Pettigrew here.
So the 7-0 run ends for Houston on the free throw made by Anthony Del Orso, the senior from Melbourne, Australia. 26 points on 10 of 14 shooting, including 6 threes yesterday in that win over Iowa State. He hits both.
Not surprising. He shoots free throws in the mid-80s.
We are tied at 7 as Flemings brings it across the timeline, trapped on the outside for a moment. And then they back off as Emmanuel Sharp comes out to help. Sharp matched up with Karchenkov right here. Into the game for the first time, Khalifa Sako, a graduate student from the Congo. Houston working it around the perimeter. 5 to shoot. Fleming straight on 3. That's no good. Off the mark. Awaka powering away with the rebound. Other end, looking to run a bit. Bradley up and under. Oh, razzle-dazzle from Jaden Bradley to lay it in with the right hand.
He looked like a running back right there. He took the ball right into the heart of the defender's chest, and then little Euro stepped by him, laid it softly up off the glass.
Conference Player of the Year for a reason. 7 points now for Houston on the board. It's 9-7 Arizona, and ball knocked out of bounds, so it will remain with Houston. Checking in for the first time, Chase McCarty. Had to check out his wrist today, Coach. It is wrapped up a little bit.
Yep.
He had suffered a wrist injury back on January 29th against TCU and aggravated it in the game yesterday, but he did come in the game late.
He did, and he's out there now, and he wears a little brace on that left wrist. And good news for Houston, he shoots with his right hand.
Emmanuel Sharp, shot fake, steps right, knocks down the 3 from the left wing. 10-9 Houston.
Getting close to 300 threes. He's already the record holder at Houston. Most threes in the history.
Freshman Koa Pete with a spin move and a jumper at the free throw line that didn't go down. Rebound somehow ends up back in his hands, and Arizona will reset with a fresh 20. Del Orso back to Pete. Dribble, drive, attacks in the lane. Shot off the mark. Put back right there for Koa Pete.
Well, Koa has been quiet throughout the last part of the year. What do we have? Something going on?
Got a whistle blown by Kip Kissinger, and I'm not sure what it's about. Meanwhile, Joseph Tugler is going to check into the game as Sako checks out.
Looks like their trainer is just wiping some blood off of Sharp. You get about 30 seconds to get that done. They did. He still stays in the game.
11-10 Arizona, as we have played 6 minutes here in the first half of the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship game in Kansas City. Thrilled you could join us here on ESPN Radio. You've got the ACC championship later on tonight, so some terrific college basketball action leading into Selection Sunday tomorrow. And 2 teams here, certainly one of them is going to be a 1 seed, and 2 of them may be by the end of the night.
Well, both of these teams, wherever they're seated, it's going to be 1 or 2 line. Arizona, I think, locked for the 1 line, but both of these teams very capable of getting to a Final Four and winning it all.
Milos Uzan, the veteran guard, gives it over to the freshman Kingston Flemings. Right-handed pass to the right side. McCarty off the mark with a 3, and a loose ball foul underneath on the rebound. It's going to stay in the front court for Houston as it'll go against Arizona.
Yeah, it's going to be a walk-up because he and Tugler were wrestling inside, and JoJo reached out for 2 hands, but he ended up only with 1 hand to rebound with because Awaka was holding the other hand. And I don't care how good a rebounder JoJo is, probably can use 2 hands.
Awaka picks up his first. He had fouled out in that first matchup back on the 21st of February. 11-10 Arizona. Uzan with the basketball, pounding it with his right hand into the floor. Now Bradley out on him as he picked up his dribble. 5 to shoot. Fleming's trying to cross over. Del Orso stops, pops, misses from 10 feet away. Weak side rebound taken away by Bradley. Into the front court comes Jaden Bradley. Krivas just back in for the Wildcats from Arizona. Skip pass near corner. Open three for Bradley. He's got it near corner.
I'm telling you, Chris, I've seen this act before. It doesn't. Some nights he won't look to score, but when he needs to score, among all the other things he does so well, he absolutely can.
8 early points for Jaden Bradley. 14-10 Arizona. Uzan trapped outside for a moment. Arizona backs off of it. Emmanuel Sharp off balance, fall away 3 right wing, no good. And flooring is Karchenkov to take it away with his elbows in the air. Jaden Bradley for Arizona. On a crossover, attacking against the freshman Flemings. Put up the shot, left it short, thought he got contact, didn't. Flemings brings it out the other way. Houston in the front court attacking. Here's McCarty with a floater on the way to the basket.
Oh,
Baseline right.
Beautiful move, Chris, because Krivas is hard to score on it. 7'2". He pulled up and hit the floater the way Uzan has perfected it.
Arizona 14, Houston 12. 12:24 to go first half here in Kansas City, the Big 12 championship game. Anthony Del Orso, the Aussie, for Arizona, 26 yesterday, 22 in the matchup with Houston a few weeks back. Gives it right. It's Bradley down to the baseline. Sends it back out. Del Orso with 5 to shoot. Attacks right side. High bank shot. Good off the top of the glass for Del Orso. 16-12 Arizona.
And he went over the top of Joe Tugler. To your point, he shot that ball softly way up on the square, and Tugler just swung and missed at it.
Under 12 minutes to go first half. 4-point Arizona lead. Flemings driving right. His floater with the right hand rolls around it in. Shooter's touch from the right side for Kingston Flemings, the freshman.
Once again, going over Krivas, which is not easy to do. We're going to have a game I think is going to go right down to the final minutes, Chris.
Well, 11:39 left here in the first half. Arizona 16 and Houston 14. You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
16-14 Arizona and Houston trading baskets over the last few moments. 11:39 to go first half at the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship game here in Kansas City at the T-Mobile Center. Chris Carlin, Fran Fraschilla, and courtside is Courtney Cronin. Courtney?
Guys, I know yesterday the crowd noise could be heard very clearly coming through our headsets here at the T-Mobile Center. Not so much today. The lower bowl is pretty full, but you've got to remember both of these fan bases have a very long drive to make it to Kansas City. Houston's about 11 hours, 19 minutes. Arizona just over 18 hours. A good game so far is certainly bringing some cheers from the crowd, but not what we heard yesterday. Court conditions here, and said that correctly, court conditions. It is something that I'm keeping an eye on because over by the Arizona bench, they've been using towels for the last 10 minutes or so to mop up whether it looks like sweat or some water. And Ivan Karchenkov just a couple moments ago changed out his shoes. Was not sure if that was related to any slipping conditions, but something to monitor.
Well, all the court talk was about the LED court and how it got replaced the other day, and they certainly don't want any more court talk.
No, they don't. And Courtney's adept at this, but she covers the Bears during the season, and field conditions are always important. And we wouldn't necessarily think court conditions are important, but based on what's happened this week, I'm glad they got everything worked out with the hardwood and now down in here in T-Mobile.
Freshman Dwayne Aristode is checked in for Arizona for the first time. He did not play in that first matchup back on the 21st of February. And the win for Arizona at Houston. Here is Del Orso getting it down low to Krivas. Krivas just hesitates and waits and patiently puts it in right in front.
Really nicely done. Trapped in the corner on Del Orso. Krivas goes up and gets it. 1 or 2 dribbles, jump stop, waits, and uses that height.
First bucket for Kribas of the afternoon. 18-14. Emmanuel Sharp with a corner 3 off the back iron and a loose ball foul on the rebound. That's going to go against Houston.
And Chris, I want to educate some of the viewers listening in. Emmanuel Sharp is a great defender. Last night, shooters that he guarded closely were 1 for 10. Right now, he's guarding Del Orso, who has been red hot from 3. Keep an eye on that.
18-14. Chase McCarty was called for that foul. He promptly checks out as Koa Pete puts up a shot on the block right, and he was just fouled by Sanak, and that's his second.
Yep, and Sanak took a shot to the chin. And with Sanak there, he should know by now after a season of competing at college basketball, just stay vertical. Put your hand straight to the ceiling. Once you come down and break that plane of verticality, you're usually going to foul.
That is team foul number 5 against Houston. At the free throw line, Koa Pete, the freshman, rattles it in from Chandler, Arizona.
It's a young man that won 4 straight state high school titles at Gilbert High, and he's the only junior player in USA basketball history to win 4 FIBA international gold medals, under 16, under 17, under 18, and under 19 tournaments.
It is unbelievable as he knocks in the second free throw. 20-14, Arizona by 6 in the championship game here in the Big 12. Across midcourt, Joseph Tugler has the basketball, and an offensive foul is called, a moving screen against McCarty on the perimeter, and that is team foul number 6 coming against Houston.
Give Dwayne Aristotle credit because he stayed connected to Sharp, and the only way that McCarty could create some space for Sharp was to illegally screen.
And so, with 10:38 left here in the first half, one more foul has Arizona in the bonus for the rest of the way, and this is what people don't talk about with Arizona enough, their physicality and wanting to get to the line.
Well, I'll give you a story here in a second about Tommy Lloyd and the basketball rules.
There's Koa Pete attacking right side, and he banks it in.
He's got 8 already, and Kelvin Sampson has seen enough.
Timeout taken by Sampson, 22-14. Arizona with the lead over Houston after Koa Pete banks it in, attacking from the left side. Well, Pete now has 8 points for the Wildcats, and Coach, that story you were about to share, fill us in.
Yeah, well, I'm on the NCAA basketball rules committee, and I've asked a bunch of coaches what they think about 4 quarters versus 2 halves. And when I asked Tommy Lloyd, he said, oh, no, I don't want 4 quarters. That means team fouls reset at the end of quarters. When we play 2 halves, and I've got a team in the bonus at the 10-minute mark, we are going to keep pounding the ball inside so we can get to the foul line and get the other team's best players out of the game. Perfect example right there with Sanak.
Coach, being on the rules committee, we've already seen that obviously happen in women's basketball. Has it gotten close? Has there been a lot of serious discussions about it?
There is. The biggest concern about the 4 quarters is TV timeouts. I know it sounds ridiculous to say that, but let's face it, television oftentimes drives all the finances of college athletics. And so I'm a believer in 4 quarters, but I know this, Tommy Lloyd's not.
College basketball on ESPN Radio, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Shop Sherwin-Williams and get 35% off paints and stains now through March 23rd. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. 6-0 run for Arizona. They made their last 3 shots. Here's Kingston Flemings with Houston down 8, pulling up baseline right, and he left the shot short. Bounces off the glass. Rebound for Del Orso of Arizona as the Wildcats quickly get it up the floor. Back in is Braden Burries, the freshman for Arizona, kicking it right. A right wing 3 for Aristodes, an air ball, and way over in the far corner, it's tracked down by Houston's Mercy Miller. Miller brings it up the floor. 9:49 left first half. Arizona leading by 8. Kingston Fleming directing Tugler to set a screen for him right. Gives it back to Tugler on the screen and roll. A lay-in down low is good from Miller off a great feed. Could have been a hockey assistant there, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's that short roll we were talking about. JoJo Tugler catches that little bounce pass in the high paint, and then he becomes the point guard at 6'8".
Aristote to the free throw line, called for the offensive foul as he leans in with his right forearm, trying to create space. Fourth team foul is called against Arizona. Back in for the Wildcats, Ivan Karchenkov has headed to the bench for the Wildcats. I believe Aristote just sat down.
Yeah, both of these teams like to play 8 players, and they are really comfortable with all 8 on both sides.
There's Tugler attacking against Krivas down the left side of the lane, and he draws foul number 2 against the big Lithuanian.
I really like what JoJo did right there. Now, it's hard to score over Krivas, but because he doesn't move his feet great, you have to put him in space and take advantage of that lack of mobility, and that's what Joe Tugler just did right there.
So Tugler, 69% free throw shooter at the line, a member of the all-defensive team, and a Naismith Defensive Player of the Year finalist this year, or last year in 2025, makes the first free throw.
Yep, and keep in mind, last year in this league, he was the defensive player this year of the year. This year it went to Kansas's Flory Badunga.
Meanwhile, Krivas goes to the bench with those 2 fouls. Ball is inbounded, and both free throws made. It's a 4-point lead for Arizona as they work in the front court with Karchenkov getting bumped on the outside. He sends it up top. Burry's an open 3, and that's no good. Burry's struggling a bit. And the rebound for Houston as they bring it up the floor with Milos Uzan, just returning from the bench. Uzan, the veteran guard, gives it for Mercy Miller. Right side dribble, drive down the lane. Miller puts it up, left it short with the right hand. Rebound knocked free, ended up off the face of Karchenkov. And Sacco for Houston tracks it down.
Well, Mercy Miller missed the layup, but he got a tip out to get another possession. That's Houston basketball.
Tugler with 10 to shoot. Lefty floater in the lane. Good. Tough shot.
He threw the ball up against the backboard, and it just died on the rim into the basket.
6-0 run for Houston to answer back and cut it to a 22-20 game. In the front court, Karchenkov gives it right. Now controlling it's Bradley. Uzan closely monitoring the situation. Screen set by Koa Pete. Back up top, it's Bradley. 10 to shoot, spinning in the lane. His scoop layup from the right side, no good. But he got hacked in the act, and he will shoot 2 when we return. 8 minutes left, first half. Arizona 22 and Houston 20. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Smalls here. If it feels like everybody's sick right now, you aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt that you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right in your home. It includes prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs and other common illnesses. It's in your kit the moment you need it. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no lines at the pharmacy, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook and call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Order your medical emergency kit online in minutes and it ships to your door. Save $45 with my promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Again, that's $45 off with promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. That's urgentcarekit.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
It's got to be a big time event if DJ Khaled's in the building, and he is. He's got the post-game concert later on tonight in the Power and Light District here in Kansas City at the Big 12 Championship. Chris Carlin along with Fran Fraschilla and courtside Courtney Cronin, who was just around the Houston huddle. Courtney?
Yeah, Coach Calvin Sampson telling his players we need fight, and he's demanding more from them right now. It's kind of a weird process in the early part of the game. Tommy Lloyd spoke about this moments ago, too, saying that both teams are just still trying to figure each other out here in the early going. I think a 2-point game, pretty evident of that.
Yeah, but Chris, when you have two great defensive teams, it's like the kid with the leak in the boat. You've got enough fingers to kind of plug the leaks. Sometimes you play teams that aren't as good defensively, and there's leaks everywhere. Not with these two teams. It's really hard to find like a place where you can always go to get baskets because of the defenses and not so much the offense, because we saw last night there's some great offensive players out there.
Now, having said that, we do see some early foul trouble for both teams. How about that and how the game's being called?
It's a factor. It's what I said earlier about Arizona. They want to keep pounding it inside because Sinek's got 2. Sharp on the perimeter's got 2. The reason that's important is he's their best perimeter defender. And Arizona on the other side, Walker Krivas, both with 2 each. Krivas out right now, and Colapete's done a really nice job tonight of giving them some offense and some rebounding.
Milo Suzanne was called for his first personal foul, sending Jaden Bradley to the line, who gets a friendly roll on the first free throw. 23-20, Arizona with the lead.
And keep in mind, Jaden Bradley's been a 3-year starter for Tommy Lloyd, a luxury in modern college basketball, and that was after transferring from Alabama, where he was a freshman starter and a number 1 seed.
It's the second free throw. Some backcourt pressure provided here, and a little bit of trapping from Arizona, but Houston able to get it across.
I call that a nuisance press. Not going to get much out of it. Every now and then the offensive team gets a little sloppy.
There's Uzan up top, denies taking the screen from Tugler, takes the 3 himself, missed it. Ball is loose. Bradley picks it up off the floor for Arizona. Quick outlet up the floor for Burry. Euro step underneath, and he got fouled attacking the basket from the right side, and Braden Burries will go to the free throw line.
Well, I like that because he's 0 for 3 from 3. Hasn't had a good last couple of days. And get yourself to the foul line, put a couple points on the board, and develop a little bit of confidence and momentum.
And Milos Uzan just picked up his second foul, so that's 3 players now for Houston with 2 fouls and 7:29 left in the first half.
Now, Chris, if we were playing 4 quarters, we would right? we wouldn't have as many team fouls, and so Tommy Lloyd has thought all this out, and it's in play right now with so much time in the first half and Houston now really in foul trouble.
Braden Burries makes the first free throw, so Uzan goes to the bench with those 2 fouls. And returning is Chase McCarty for Houston. McCarty, the redshirt freshman from Madison, Alabama, and IMG Academy down in Florida. Substitution coming for Arizona's Tobe Awaka gets a rest, and we're going to see for the first time C.D. Gay come onto the floor. We haven't seen him the last couple of days, the freshman from Senegal.
He's kind of the emergency backup in foul trouble. He's got a lot of potential. He got a lot of minutes in the second part of the season when Pete was out for 3 games. And he's going to just try to nurse a few minutes out of Gay right now, Tommy Lloyd.
Both free throws good, 26-20. Arizona over Houston. Tugler in the front court has Gay come up and swat it away, but it was already on the way down, and goaltending is called. He got out of a lot of aggression from not playing the last couple of days.
Years ago, there was a guy named Patrick Ewing at Georgetown. Of course, great player in the NBA, Hall of Famer. And oftentimes early in the game, John Thompson said, I don't care if it's goaltending. I want you to block it into the stands.
Here's Bradley attacking right side, counted on the foul with a scoop layup and the harm. He will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. Jaden Bradley has got 12 points in the early going for Arizona.
Chris, he was the player of the year in the league. We told you that earlier if you were listening. I have told many people that he will play in the NBA, maybe initially be a backup point guard. It would not shock me if this young guy slips into the first round, you know who his game reminds me of? Jalen Brunson. You know, a guy that could score at Villanova, but really was the orchestrator. And Jalen Brunson, just to keep in mind, he went 34th in that draft. And I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer yet, but he's certainly trending that way.
He certainly is. Free throw is good. 29-22, Arizona off the three-point play by Bradley. Front court, Tugler bullying his way in, going right after Gay and connects with the lefty hook.
Well, he's got so much more physicality than Gay.
Bradley, transition three. That won't go. Coming in for the rebound, it's McCarty. Up the floor, check that. It was Mercy Miller who pulled it away. Now it's Kingston Flemings. Bounce pass on the short roll for Tugler. He tries to put it on the floor, loses control, but gets it back. Miller, left wing, over the head with the basketball, and now Flemings will direct traffic and reset with 10 to shoot. Flemings leaning in, but then just turns and throws it away. Was trying to get it to somebody in the corner and not on the same page.
That's right. Let me tell you what happened right there. Karchenkov, I'm just going to tell you, watching him all year, he is a great defender. You were paying attention. What did I call him a few weeks ago?
You, I believe, called him one of the Russian bad guys for the James Bond movie.
How about Inspector Gadget?
Oh, that too.
Yeah, and you could see
I can't keep track of everything.
I know. Pay attention, Chris. Pay attention.
Here's the problem I am paying attention. It's Bradley on an easy feed on a dunk for Koa Pete underneath alley-oop, 31-24 Arizona.
Jaden Bradley is dominating the game right now with his scoring and playmaking.
In the front court, here comes Tugler. Righty hook this time. And he answers back. Tugler giving them some offense.
Well, and the good thing is he's only got one personal foul, which bodes well for Houston.
Tugler into double figures with 10 points. 5-point lead here for Arizona. 5:40 to go. First half. Braden Burries, the freshman for the Wildcats, works it right. Pete, turnaround jumper, baseline, no good. Left it short. Miller takes the rebound away off the side of the rim.
And Mercy Miller has given Kelvin Sampson great minutes here, the sophomore from Sherman Oaks, Notre Dame High School. Of course, Dad is Master P, Percy Miller. But Percy's going to be left behind if Mercy keeps playing this way. We're not even going to mention his name.
Out up top, here is Miller. He will take a three, and he'll bury it right on cue from the coach.
Just love the confidence, because last year on a Final Four team, he was hidden in plain sight. He was in witness protection. No one could find him. He earned a spot to play, and look what he's accomplishing.
31-29 Arizona as Houston slicing back into that lead. A game of mini runs so far. Karchenkov driving left. Jump stop into the left side of the lane. He'll fade away, try to bank it, and the ball gets jammed between the rim and the backboard. And it will go as a jump ball and belong to Arizona.
It's one of those that our friend Bill Raftery would call a neck ball. Gets stuck right there on the rim. I hated that when it happened in my park in Brooklyn, because I couldn't reach up and knock it loose. We had to go get a broom to get that ball out from the flange right there.
4:38 left here in the first half. 31-29 Arizona. Wildcats inbounded. Baseline right of the basket. Out for Tobe Awaka, who just checked back in, speaking of the Bronx in New York. And Brooklyn, meanwhile, Arizona gets a putback by Awaka right there off the miss from Karchenkov, and it's now 33-29.
It's what Tobe does. He was terrific last night. He's off to a good start tonight.
Kingston Flemings off the logo, dribbles left, working against Anthony Del Orso, blows past him, left side, attacks the 10, and a foul called on Arizona. They can't believe it.
Wow, I think Awaka was all ball at the top. Flemings goes to the rim, and Awaka just goes vertical, and I just don't think that was a foul.
And that was the third for Awaka as well, so he's going to have to sit out the last 4:08 of the first half, and he just came back in to give Koa Pete a breather, and Pete's going to have to return to the game as Kingston Flemings goes to the line for Houston.
Well, keep in mind that Krivas has two. C.D. Gay was ineffective. He was taken advantage of, and that's why Tobe came back in. And normally, Chris, he's such a smart player, he's not going to pick up the third, but I don't think that was a foul.
Flemings hits the first free throw to bring Houston back within 3 with 4 minutes left here in the first half. Flemings, 2 dribbles, bends the knees, puts it in the air, and knocks it down. Kingston Flemings with 4 points now for Houston. It's a 33-31 Arizona lead, exactly what we would have expected so far between these two heavyweights out of the Big 12 Conference. Jaden Bradley, the conference player of the year, leading all scorers today with 13 points, brings it up the floor. Koa Pete, left elbow, takes the jumper, front rim, no good. Sacco, he tracks down the rebound for Houston in the far corner. Flemings up the floor, looking for a secondary attack on the right side. He will go for the scoop layup, won't go, but the putback right there for Sacco.
Really good job by Sacco to just wait for Flemings and watch where the ball was going. I thought it was going in on Flemings' drive, but Sacco figured it out.
Tied at 33, Koa Pete puts up a shot, and in motion, he was hacked in the act, and Pete will be at the free throw line when we come back. Tied at 33 with 3 minutes and 36 seconds left here in the first half. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I like things my way, my coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the Vyvgart Hytrulo pre-filled syringe, which contains Efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VyvgartMyWay.com. That's VYVGART myway.com. And talk to your doctor about Vyvgart Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
When your business grows, communication can get messy fast. Calls come in, texts stack up, and suddenly your team is working in different places without the full picture. That's where Quo comes in. Quo gives your business one shared number, so every call and text lives in one place. Your whole team can see the entire history. Everything stays connected, and nothing falls through the cracks. Get started free, plus get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN. That's QUO.com/ESPN. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers.
Which teams are making moves and which teams need to just flat out move? Your Saturday means I'm locked in and ready for First Take right here, Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
NBA Monday on ESPN Radio. It's an Eastern Conference showdown.
Jump pass to Banchero. Wing left three. Got another one.
As the race to the postseason heats up, the Magic and Hawks are fighting to escape the play-in tournament as they go head-to-head in the ATL.
Johnson goes high and flies and jams it at one. Jalen Johnson.
The Magic at the Hawks. Coverage begins Monday at 6:30 Eastern with tip-off at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Indeed. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The second-ranked Arizona Wildcats 33, the fifth-ranked Houston Cougars 33. 3 minutes, 36 seconds left. First half here in Kansas City at the T-Mobile Center. Let's pause. 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Jaden Bradley had a quieter start to the game yesterday, but Courtney Cronin courtside now for us down by the Houston Huddle, and Jaden Bradley for the Arizona Wildcats, Courtney, 13 points on 4 of 7 shooting.
It kind of feels like a two-man game here for both Arizona and for Houston. Bradley combined to score or assist on 15 of Arizona's 31 points so far, and JoJo Tugler combined to score or assist on 17 of Houston's 33 points. Much different story for Jaden Bradley in this game versus the last time these two teams played.
Well, that's a great point, Courtney. JoJo Tugler's got 10 points. That ties the most he's had this year. Let me tell you about Jaden Bradley. Born in Rochester, New York, moved to Charlotte, McDonald's All-American, started for Nate Oates at Alabama. For 3 years, Rochester, New York, you know this, Chris, it's the Flower City. He has blossomed in Tucson under Tommy Lloyd's tutelage.
Koa Pete hits the free throw. You ever get yourself a garbage plate up in Rochester, New York?
No, what is that?
It's a local delicacy. It is basically everything unhealthy that you could imagine on a plate.
I bet you've had a few of those.
I have spent time in central New York, to be sure. The second free throw, no good after he made the first. So Arizona with a 34-33 lead over the Houston Cougars. 3.5 left first half. Kingston Flemings, the freshman with a jump stop into the lane, will send it back out for Milos Uzan. Uzan attacking left side. Lefty bank shot flows off the front of the rim. Rebound is loose. Mercy Miller tracks it down. But did he have his foot on the line as he did? He, in fact, did. So the ball will go back to Arizona.
What's interesting about this game, Chris, from our vantage point, is a tough, gritty, physical game. And yet, 34-33, we're tracking towards 80 points.
Across the timeline is Jaden Bradley, the Big 12 Player of the Year. And the game winner yesterday at the buzzer, masterfully timed as well. 1/10 of a second left as the ball left his hand as they beat Iowa State in the semifinal. Here's Koa Pete for Arizona with 8 to shoot, trying to back in, gets doubled for a moment. Backs out on the right side, looking for help, down to 3. Burry's cutting to the basket, through contact, lays it in. No call. Houston wanted to charge, but didn't get it. 36-33 Arizona. Koa Pete with 11 points as he cracks double figures. Right side. Here's a right wing 3 for Chase McCarty. Too strong off the back of the rim. And it's Karchenkov with the rebound for Arizona. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. First half, Koa Pete, little stutter step up top. Hands it off to Burry. He's trapped for a moment. Karchenkov, a pass to the other side. Kicks it back out. Now Burry's a 3. Straight on, and he does just that.
And he needed that. He was been slumping in the last 2 games, but great kick out, inside out. Pete to Burry's, the 2 freshmen. Outstanding communication.
1:50 left, 39-33, Arizona. 6 unanswered here for the Wildcats. Here's Kingston Flemings at the free throw line. Mercy Miller trying to work down left, cut off by Del Orso. 3 to shoot. Miller attacking left, lays it in with the left hand as he blew by Del Orso on a little secondary move.
Yep, and what I loved about that is he recognized it was a low shot clock and he had to get something on the glass, but he had a straight line drive to the hoop.
1:20 left, 4-point lead for Arizona. Bradley into the front court. Flemings on him, and Bradley's pass is knocked out of bounds by the freshman from San Antonio, Texas, Kingston Flemings, who we expect to get his name called very early come the June NBA draft.
And this is a young man, as we mentioned last night, highly recruited, Player of the Year in Texas, starting in his sophomore year. He made 13 unofficial visits to Houston. He loved their style, their competitiveness, the hard coaching, and it's paid off.
Tugler back in as Sacco goes to the bench. Arizona gets an open corner 3. Good. Once again, it's Burry's with back-to-back 3s. 42-35 Arizona.
Bradley drives middle, and Mercy Miller turned his back on Burry's, and Burry's buries it.
Finding the stroke. He's got 10 points. 45 seconds left in the half. Mercy Miller to the low block right. Too strong with the bank shot, but he drew contact and will shoot 2 as Kip Kissinger lets us know that he'll get an opportunity at the free throw line.
Well, the last couple of minutes has been terrific ball movement by Arizona. This is a team that's had 7 different players this year lead them in scoring, so balance is the watchword for them.
Anthony Del Orso called for the foul, his first 7th team foul against Arizona. First free throw for Miller is good. Mercy Miller off the bench with 8 points already today for Houston, giving them an offensive boost. Only 8 points combined from Flemings and Uzan so far.
Talk about that balance from Arizona. They've already got 3 players in double figures. Bradley, Burries, and Pete, 2 freshmen making their presence felt.
Second free throw, no good. 30 seconds left here in the half. 18 on the shot clock, 42-36. Arizona, Jaden Bradley with the ball out near the logo. Will set the play in motion with 10 to shoot. Right side, here's Burries. Tugler came out on him to pressure. Burries goes right, pulls up, right elbow. Good! Burries back on a heater. 8-point Arizona lead to match their largest lead, and a timeout taken with 13.1 left in the first half.
Now, what's interesting here is who took the timeout because, it's Arizona. Good. They had to use it or lose a timeout left. I doubt that Kelvin Sampson would have taken a timeout. He's already used one. But Tommy Lloyd takes one here to set up his defense because, as you know, Chris, if he doesn't call it, it goes away.
And Mercy Miller got away with one because he bumped him in the act of shooting as Burries put that shot up from the right elbow. And Braden Burries, the freshman from San Bernardino, California, has got 12 points.
And we were talking about how yesterday he struggled, but this is a team when you go 8 deep and you have 7 different leading scorers during the season, you're not relying on one player or 2 players. The ball is spread out. And we always say about a team like this, the go-to guy is the open man.
So with 13.1 seconds left, Arizona with an 8-point advantage over Houston. And it will be Cougar basketball. Some foul trouble for each team. We saw Tobe Awaka earlier pick up his 3rd personal foul. 2 fouls on Mo Krivas for Arizona. 2 apiece on Uzan Sharp and Chris Sinak for Houston. Houston walks it up the floor with Flemings with 7. Works right, attacks the basket right against Pete. Bank shot won't go. Tip back is good, but are they going to call basket interference? It appears they will.
Yes, they will. This can be appealed now. When I say I take that back, it can be challenged if Houston wants. They're looking over behind their bench, and Kellen Sampson is asking the video guy to challenge it, and now Kelvin's going to challenge the basket interference. Here's the issue for Houston. They've got 3 timeouts. They'll lose their challenge if they lose the appeal, but they'll also lose a timeout, which means in the second half they'll have 2 left. They took their time on the bench. Kellen Sampson turned around to their video guy as to say, hurry up, tell me. And then finally they gave the signal to what Kellen calls his dad, Chief. He said, Chief, challenge it. I can hear the voice. Chief, challenge it.
This play has been challenged by Houston for basket interference.
The voice of Marcus Pettigrew to fill us in as he and Kip Kissinger and Doug Sermons will take a look and review it over by the Houston bench. And as we get our first look at it, Coach, what'd you think?
Boy, on first look, it looks like it might be out of the cylinder. Now, this is we're watching a replay here, even though see, now we have a replay behind the basket, which cannot be used by the officials. They're going to have to get different angles. This ball might be off the rim completely. By that, I mean out of the cylinder. But it's very, very close.
It looked like, Coach, it was bouncing out.
Yeah, but I think in retrospect, from our vantage point, is that I think there's some of the ball still on. Really, really close.
Tugler was the one who was there for Houston trying to tip it back in.
Listen, the ball is 18 inches.
After review,
the
play has been deemed an unsuccessful challenge.
Okay.
Houston number 11 had his hand over the ball when the ball was over the ceiling.
I agree with that. We had
challenges for the rest of the game.
All right, we had a number of views from our vantage point, and I agree with that call. Just enough of the 18-inch circumference was still over the cylinder.
I was told there wasn't going to be any math. That is a timeout that is burned by Houston with the unsuccessful challenge. They'll have 2 left in the second half.
Can I do more math for you? 3 minus 1 equals 2. They got 2 timeouts left.
With 1 second left, Del Orso launches a 3. It's no good, but Arizona is going to go into the locker room with an 8-point lead over Houston because of their play down the stretch where they made 4 of their last 5 shots of the first half. But keep this in mind, the Wildcats had a 5-point lead at the half a year ago. in the championship game that Houston came back to win by playing unbelievable defense down the stretch, not allowing a field goal for the last 5.5 minutes to Arizona.
Yeah, the problem with that, last year is now this year, and this year's Arizona team can give you offense from 7 or 8 different spots. But yes, not hard to overcome. Houston's done it before. But I love the way Arizona's played. And in a gritty, tough game, Chris, these two teams have still combined for, 80 points.
You had to go and contradict me right away, didn't you? Like my father, everything I say is not right.
No. I'm adding to your intelligence. That's what I'm doing.
8-point lead for Arizona at the break of the Big 12 championship game here in Kansas City. 44-36 Wildcats over the Houston Cougars. Now here's Christine Lisi in the studio with the Cintas halftime report.
All right, Chris, coming up on the Cintas halftime report, the latest on the Champ Week scoreboard. You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Smalls here. Look, I get it. GLP-1 weight loss shots are popular. They're everywhere. But not everyone is thrilled about weekly injections. So what if your GLP-1 was as easy to take as a mint? That's why I want you to know about compounded tirzepatide. It's a mint-flavored tablet you simply let dissolve under your tongue. No needles. It's designed to help curb appetite and reduce cravings, even sweets and carbs, which are my personal enemies. And when hunger's under control, it's easier to eat less. Stay away from the junk foods that trip you up and tackle your weight loss goals head on. And this is important. The compounded tirzepatide is recommended by the medical board of the wellness companies, the doctors I trust. Look, if you're serious about getting your weight under control and weekly shots aren't your thing, I strongly encourage you to look into tirzepatide. Getting started is fast with an easy online physician consultation. Imagine discovering a no-needle option that fits your needs. Go to noneedles.com/smalls. Promo code SMALLS to save $50. That's noneedles.com/smalls. Promo code SMALLS to save $50.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
The T. Rowe Price ACC Men's Basketball Tournament.
The destination is elite, and there is nothing like it. They have stormed the court.
Coverage continues today at 8 Eastern with the championship.
Puts it in at the buzzer! What a shot! He hit it! Are you serious?
It never gets old. It always feels big. The madness has arrived to ESPN Radio and to ESPN. Hey, did you miss Clinton and Friends?
The WBC this year has surpassed everything I thought it was going to be. This tournament has lived up to the expectations. The teams are performing well. Everybody seems to be into it except for maybe one squad. And it's entertaining. There's no way you can deny that. We're not in a position to say that this is some cockamamie field that has no business on the world stage.
Clinton and Friends, weekdays from 10 to noon Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I'm Christine Lisi. The college basketball halftime show is presented by Cintas. Keep your team protected, prepared, and looking great. Visit Cintas.com. On the college basketball scoreboard this champ week, a shocker in the SEC semifinals.
Differential is 9. You can see the finish line from here. We're having a big time on Broadway. The Commodores take down the champs. For the first time since 2012, Vanderbilt is in the SEC championship game. Vandy defeats Florida 91-74.
The final call on Learfield. Vanderbilt shot 55% from the field, 48% from three-point range, forced 15 turnovers, ended Florida's 12-game winning streak. Vandy first win versus an AP top 5 team since the 2012 SEC tournament versus then AP number 1 Kentucky, and that 17-point win, its largest versus an AP top 5 team in program history. Gators had been projected coming into this game as the final 1 seed for the NCAA tournament, and Coach Todd Golden thinks today's game shouldn't change a thing.
I'm looking at quad 1 wins. I think we're in a good spot that way. Analytically, predictive metrics, whether it's KenPom, Torvik, we're top 4 in all those by a wide margin. It's really not close. We had our early season tough start where we played really good competitive opponents in road or semi-away venues where we fell a little bit short. But to Franz's point, we hadn't lost in 54 days or something leading up to this game, playing some of the best basketball in America. And, I do believe we've done enough to be the 4th 1 seed, but we'll find out tomorrow night.
Arkansas won an overtime thriller against Ole Miss 93-90, 29 from Malik Thomas. So the Razorbacks and Commodores clash in the SEC final tomorrow. Big Ten semifinals, Conference Player of the Year, Yaxel Lendeboer got off to a slow start against Wisconsin, but didn't really matter when he hit that tie-breaking 3 with 0.4 of a second left. Wolverines got by the Badgers 68-65. Michigan takes on Purdue in the conference final. Boilermakers took care of UCLA 73-66. Big East final, St. John's leading UConn 36-19 in the first half. Mountain West final, San Diego State currently on the first 4 out list of ESPN bracketologist Joe Lunardi, up 35-34 on Utah State at the half. Coming up in 45 minutes, it is the ACC final between Duke and Virginia. Earlier today, Cavaliers coach Ryan Odom spoke with ESPN Radio's Bob Valvano.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great regular season and getting here to the championship game. But let me bring up something unpleasant first. The last time you faced these guys, not exactly your favorite day of the year. What has to be different tonight to make it different than it was at Cameron?
Yeah, we have to be in the game earlier. I think our guys got off to a decent start. We just missed some open shots early in the game. The defense was pretty good. The doubles on Boozer were solid. And then it just got away from us. We started pressing a little bit in terms of the shots that we were taking. And that can happen in Cameron Indoor against the number 1 team in the country. There's no shame in that. We just have to play better overall.
Your defensive game plan, I thought yesterday against Miami, was outstanding, and that's obviously something you take great pride in. Your team's in the top 15 or 16 in the country in metrics. When you looked at that film, was it a matter of the game plan has to be changed or the execution has to be better?
It's about Duke or Miami?
The Duke game.
Yeah, certainly there were some positive things. I think anytime we go back and look at tape, we're trying to find the things that we did well. Did we execute? Was there a ferociousness with how we were playing? Was there a confidence with how we were playing? And then were we disciplined? And I think we were lacking, in certainly the discipline area. We fouled too much. We did force some misses. Didn't come up with rebounds. And there's got to be a ferociousness with that. I think yesterday, the guys got the message, and we knew Miami was going to be a really tough opponent. We had a dogfight with them in Charlottesville, and the guys wanted to come out and be the more physical team and the aggressor.
Duke can beat you so many ways. They're a ferocious rebounding team. They're very efficient offensively. They're great defensively. You love to beat them in all the categories, but if you had to rank them, what's most important for you guys to be in the ballgame tonight in terms of getting things done from your end?
Yeah, we've got to limit the easy 3-point shots from Evans. He gets going early. It's hard to stop it and turn that faucet off. Boozer obviously is the focal point of anybody's scouting report that's going to play them. He's just a master. I have to give him a lot of credit. Coach Shire does a great job of putting him in the right spots, and then he delivers. Whether it's him one-on-one and making the decision, whether it's he's getting fouled or shooting, or it's he's delivering the ball to somebody else for a timely assist, and he gets to the free throw line. He's smart enough to know when he's guarded, and when you've done a good job defending him, he's going to shot fake you, and then still get to the line. And so it's never over until the shot goes up and you force the miss and you got the rebound. So I think Boozer's the key. They're going to put him in a bunch of different positions, and we just have to make it hard.
Coach Odom with Bobby. UVA's lost 7 of the last 10 meetings with Duke and is 0-17 all-time in games where the Blue Devils are the top-ranked team in the country. A reminder, you can catch ESPN Radio's Myron Medcalf and Matt Jones, as well as ESPN College Hoops analyst and former coach Tom Crean on the Men's Bracketology Selection Show tomorrow at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Coming up next on the Cintas Halftime Report, can Houston mount a comeback against Arizona? This is the Phillips 66th Big 12 basketball tournament final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I like things my way, my coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the VivGuard Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains Efgartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VivGuardMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about VivGuard Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
When your business grows, communication can get messy fast. Calls come in, texts stack up, and suddenly your team is working in different places without the full picture. That's where Quo comes in. Quo gives your business one shared number, so every call and text lives in one place. Your whole team can see the entire history. Everything stays connected, and nothing falls through the cracks. Get started free, plus get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN. That's QUO.com/ESPN. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers.
The NBA is happening now on ABC and the ESPN app. It's Saturday prime time. Worldwide talent is on display. Serbia's best continues to dominate the NBA.
He's already a top 20 greatest player of all time.
While the legend from Slovenia puts the show in showtime.
Luka Doncic is the real deal when those lights turn up.
Saturday primetime presented by Wingstop. Nuggets Lakers, tonight at 8:30 Eastern on ABC.
This is Freddie and Harry.
Gary in great state of Maine wants to weigh in on this.
I don't remember where Lamar Jackson has ever brought you good times. And don't tell me 2 MVPs. And this is the problem I have, listening, because you guys are so smart. You guys really are. I love listening to you. Love it. But wow, the Ravens? The Ravens? Y'all are nuts.
Check out more from Freddie and Harry weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
They want Mike McCarthy to figure out what Mike Tomlin could not post Ben Roethlisberger, which is who's going to be the quarterback that can consistently elevate the talent base and put our team in position to contend for titles year in, year out. Mike McCarthy is going to find the answer to that question.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
And oftentimes early in the game, John Thompson said, I don't care if it's goaltending. I want you to block it into the stands.
Here's Bradley attacking right side, counted on the foul with a scoop layup and the harm. He will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. Jaden Bradley has got 12 points in the early going for Arizona. With the ball out near the logo, we'll set the play in motion with 10 to shoot. Right side, here's Burries. Tugler came out on him to pressure. Burries goes right, pulls up, right elbow, good! Burries back on a heater.
At the half, Arizona leading Houston 44-36. Jaden Bradley, the hero for the Wildcats last night with 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Before we get you back to Kansas City, let's update you on that NCAA tournament field. DJ Armstrong, 33 points, including 7 threes. UMBC beat Vermont 74-59 in the American East Final and clinched an automatic bid to the Big Dance. It's first time the Retrievers are back in the tournament since 2018. That was the year they became the first 16 seed to beat a 1 seed, upsetting Virginia. Now let's get you back to Kansas City for the second half. Here's Chris Carlin.
44-36, Arizona with the lead. Christine over Houston, tops 2 seeds in the Big 12 tournament, squaring off for the second consecutive year for the Big 12 championship. Houston won it a year ago after they trailed by 5 at the half. And here they find themselves down by 8. Chris Carlin, Fran Fraschilla, Courtney Cronin. Let's get to the halftime adjustments from Coach Fraschilla. They're brought to you by True Green. Don't want to miss a moment? Stop wasting time on lawn care and get True Green. Let the pros do the hard work so you can get back to the game. Sign up now at truegreen.com. All right, you're sponsored, so the pressure's on.
Oh, no, I think I can handle it. I've been in these pressure situations before. Okay, for Houston, I've watched them for 3 years. Great defensive team. In the first half, they were not connected the way I usually see them. That's how Burries got open late for those big shots. So they have to get back to that 5-man connection where it looks like there's 6 players on the floor. Late in the half, it looked like there were 4 defenders, and that has to change. For Arizona, I would say not much to adjust. Just keep pounding in the ball inside and play to your strengths. And you remember all those people that said they can't shoot threes? There were a lot of people that come into this tournament and thinking about their brackets and say they're worried about Arizona's three-point shooting. Forget that. They can shoot the three. We've seen it from Burries and Del Orso. But we also know it starts with pounding people inside.
Downstairs for Courtney Cronin.
Guys, the Arizona players wear warm-ups that say lock it in. I would venture to say that is also the mentality that they had coming out of the timeout here. I was watching them warm up here. Calm, collected, a team that's ready here for the second half.
Arizona has really been comfortable in chaos. You hear coaches use that phrase a lot, something that you want your team to be. And Tommy Lloyd, it seems like he does not mind playing in any kind of a situation with his team and has prepared them as such.
It's such a great point. When you listen to Tommy Lloyd talk to Courtney before the game, he's like calm, cool, collected, like he's, going down the street to get a couple of hamburgers and fries. Really, he's an intense guy. I've known him for 25 years, but I love the way the team kind of plays off of his calm and coolness. And we saw that in those pregame interviews.
So it'll be Houston basketball to start the second half with Milos Uzan. Emmanuel Sharp is in there to start the second half. He was in some foul trouble in the first half with 2 fouls. There are foul concerns on both sides here. Chris Sinak also starts the second half. Milos Uzan, they both have 2 fouls for Houston, and for Arizona, 3 fouls for Tobe Awaka and 2 for Mo Krivas. So they've got some concerns in the interior.
Yes, and Sharp gets in foul trouble because he's always guarding the other team's best player, and he's worked really hard. He shut down Darren Peterson last night, and so far Del Orso's been quiet tonight. When he's been in there, Sharp's done a good job on him.
At 26 points yesterday, just 4 points for Del Orso so far today. The Aussie from Melbourne, senior, has not quite been as effective so far because of that defense. As Coach pointed out, Milos Uzan with the basketball for Houston to start the second half. They'll work it left side for Kingston Flemings. Tugler comes out, sets the screen, but falls down. Sinak, right side, Sharp, step back, right wing 3, rolls around and out. Rebound loose, and officials conferring for a moment. They will say it is Arizona basketball.
Well, Kelvin Sampson tried to get Emmanuel Sharp open with a nice set play. It got him an open 3, and it was one of those shots that we see Chris goes in the basket, rolls out, and unfortunately weren't able to get the offensive rebound.
Jaden Bradley giving some rather detailed instructions to Koa Pete as they bring it across midcourt. Attacking left side, and with the blow-by as Ivan Parchenkov with the righty lay-in from the left side.
19-year-old, 6'7", played professionally with a professional team last year in Germany, and he's one of those cool, calm, collected guys.
Jaden Bradley called for a foul. He thought it poked it free from Joe Tugler, but instead Bradley is called for Arizona as he picks up his first personal foul. Largest lead of the night for Arizona at 10. Set to inbound baseline, right of the basket. Kingston Flemings into the far corner for Milos Uzan. Flemings gets it back, drives in the lane, stops, pulls up right side. No good from 15. Del Orso, the rebound. Karchenkov, quick outlet for Burry's attacking, and he missed it from the left side. Ball is knocked out of bounds, and it'll go back to Houston. Arizona not wasting any time getting after it, and more moisture on the floor on the other end after Flemings is now making his case with one of the officials.
Yeah, here's what Doug Sermons is telling him. You went to shoot the jump shot, but you kicked your leg out, and I'm not going to reward you for that. Here's what's cool. Koa Pete stayed down the court with Flemings to make sure he was okay. That's great sportsmanship.
46-36, Arizona over Houston. Minute gone by second half. Tugler attacking inside, had it partially blocked, then blocked again and knocked away, and it'll end up in the hands of Koa Pete.
That was a block party because both Pete and Krivas got a piece of Tugler shot.
Here's Pete with the basketball over his head, driving baseline. Karchenkov stops at the block right as he's cut off, and his pass is knocked out of bounds by Houston. It'll be Arizona basketball underneath the basket.
Really feel like Arizona's in sync right now, Chris. This is a danger zone for Houston because they're not scoring easily.
Inbounding, it's Bradley, gets it to Pete. Pete spins in the lane. Bank shot, good from the right side for Koa Pete. A 12-point Arizona lead.
He knows Sanak has 2 fouls, and so Sanak's going to give ground. And Kelvin Sampson, down 12, wants to talk it over. He's got 1 timeout left.
And he is heated and letting Sanak have it right now as he comes over to the bench. 18-14 to go second half. Arizona 48, Houston 36. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Smalls here. If it feels like everybody's sick right now, you aren't imagining it. Doctors say this is the worst cold and flu season in 25 years, and it's not over. I can't afford to get sick, and I doubt that you can either. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right in your home. It includes prescriptions like generic Z-Pak to help you get well faster, plus antibiotics to treat pneumonia, strep throat, sinus and ear infections, nausea, even UTIs and other common illnesses. It's in your kit the moment you need it. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no lines at the pharmacy, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook and call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Order your medical emergency kit online in minutes and it ships to your door. Save $45 with my promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. Again, that's $45 off with promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. That's urgentcarekit.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Harry Douglas here. I don't wait for birthdays to celebrate. I grab Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes like rich vanilla birthday cake with buttery funfetti goodness. Seriously, it's unapologetically extra in the best way. And it's sugar-free. So I get all that cake flavor without the guilt. It's tiny, portable, and ready for whenever I need a quick boost. I keep one with me because you never know when you'll need a little party energy. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Kelvin Sampson at his wits' end a moment ago downstairs to Courtney Cronin.
Yeah, he was certainly not happy with Chris Sanak in that huddle. The two of them were going back and forth for about 30 seconds before Sanak just kind of quietly resigned himself, started shaking his head in agreement with his head coach. They broke the huddle, but certainly he was getting chewed out there for a second.
And Courtney, it's Koa Pete's fault because Koa Pete realizes Chris Sanak has 2 fouls. He goes right at Chris. Chris is no dummy. He doesn't want to pick up the 3rd foul. Koa Pete makes a tough shot, and Kelvin Sampson, my buddy, is going to get mad at the freshman. I disagree. I think Chris Sanak had a good case.
And in the middle of all of that, it's really a no-win situation either way.
Exactly.
That might have been some other frustration that was boiling over in the moment for Coach Sampson. This team finds themselves down 12 at the 18-14 mark here in the second half, 48-36. Not a terribly familiar position of late for Houston.
This is a very methodical Arizona team. We talked about the lack of emotion or the cool, calm collectedness, and they execute their offense and defense so well.
Kingston Fleming's up top, guarded by Bradley Sinak. Right side of the lane, trying to back in on Pete, going at him. Leaning in, fade away, drew the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot two, as Koa Pete will get called for the foul.
And I think if Sinak makes these 2 free throws on Koa Pete, all is forgiven from Kelvin Sampson, right? And what you liked about that is Sinak took his time, and he really did in his head say, okay, I'm going to get back at you, Koa Pete, and he's going to get a chance to get 2 right here.
Second personal foul called on Pete. Sinak's free throw is up, and he leaves the first one short. 48-36. Sinak coming off 17 points and a career-high 14 rebounds for the second time yesterday in the win over Iowa State. Second free throw also short.
Can't do that. That's what I call an invisible turnover. You worked hard to get to the foul line, and you come up empty.
48-36, Arizona with the basketball. Ivan Karchenkov to Mo Krivas at the high post right. Krivas comes back out, sets a screen for Bradley, and Bradley got hit in the face and a whistle as he was tied up out there with Emmanuel Sharp, and Bradley really in some pain right now, picking up his jersey and now bending down to his knees. That's the third on Sharp.
Jaden over at midcourt, and he's still shaking up. Tommy Lloyd has not gone to the bench yet, but let's see if Bradley's going to come out, and it looks like Del Orso's going to replace him. So Jaden got shaken up. He'll go down to the end of the bench and see trainer Justin Kukoski, and then up into the tunnel. And from what I could see, maybe you could too, it looked like he got swatted right on the nose.
He walks back through that tunnel. Meanwhile, here is Pete trying to bully his way on the right side and puts a shot up, and a foul is called. Late whistle there from Kip Kissinger. It looks like Pete will get a shot to go to the line. Now Koa Pete is limping just a little bit.
Well, from a family of football players, he's the one guy in this big family that did not play college and pro football.
It certainly looks like he could at 6'8", 235.
I would say, there's no doubt. Takes a licking. He's like a Timex. Takes a licking, keeps on ticking.
Free throw is up and off the back rim.
Timex that's like saying telephone booth.
I'm old enough to remember.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yep. Watch my my metaphors. Give away my age.
Chris Sinak goes to the bench. Khalifa Sacco returns for Houston. Second free throw for Pete is up and good. The foul was called a moment ago on Sharp, as we said, bringing it up the floor. Here comes Flemings, 49-36 Arizona. Flemings trying to feed inside, and it's taken away by Koa Pete. Karchenkov will bring it up the floor to the right wing for Arizona. Pete back to Karchenkov in front of the Arizona bench. Driving left side, blocked from behind by Tugler. Ball is loose. Fleming's trying to track it down. A scrum on the floor for it. Looked like Pete came up with it, and a jump ball called. I don't know if he was trying to get the timeout called. It was Burries, not Pete, on the floor collecting that basketball.
Well, it ended up with 4 players on the floor, including the 7'2" Krivas. Kingston Flemings almost came up with it, but great hustle both ways. And if Flemings come up with it, he had a breakaway layup, but Krivas was not to be denied on that hustle play.
It will be Arizona basketball off the jump ball. So the possession arrow will be switched back to Houston after Anthony Del Orso inbounds at 49-36. Arizona with the lead 3 minutes into the second half. So far, Houston 0 for 4 from the floor here in the first 4 minutes. 3 minutes, rather. Here's Burries working right off a Krivas screen, attacking underneath, tries to reverse layup, and a block underneath, and a foul called on Tugler, and he cannot believe it. Hitting the deck very hard is Burries, and he is down on the floor on his back, and they're calling this one pretty tight all of a sudden here in the second half.
Well, there's a lot of physical contact right now. Obviously, Houston and Arizona play that way. But Arizona with the lead, they're still taking some punishment right now. Jaden Bradley's in the locker room. Krivas dove to the floor. And that time, Burries is going to get to the foul line because of the contact.
Kingston Flemings is called for his second personal foul. That is the third on Arizona here in the second half as Burries hits the first free throw. He's got 13 points this afternoon. Pete has given Arizona 14 and then 13 apiece from Bradley and Burries. They have gotten the offense where they have needed it, and the freshmen have been back in form today between Pete and Burries after they combined yesterday for just 7 points. Free throw is good. 51-36, largest lead for Arizona with 3:10 gone by second half. Left side, Emmanuel Sharp drawing some contact on Del Orso, gets it back after he gave it up to Sacco. They're working around the perimeter. Right wing three. Chase McCarty, bullseye.
He's coming off a career high 20 in the final regular season game where he knocked down a number of threes.
Houston needed that. Down 12 now. Bounce pass. Krivas, top of the key. Back outside. They'll go over and set the screen for Burries. Fleming's on Burries. Pete to the free throw line. He goes and attacks left. Lefty lane is good.
Now, he went right at Tugler, who doesn't want to get in foul trouble, but he only has one. But Koa Pete, as big as Tugler is, he went right through him.
Arizona answers back. Here in the second half, they have outscored Houston 9-3 with just over 4 minutes gone by. A feed down low for Sacco, who hesitated and paid for it as he got doubled immediately. And then they turn and throw it away. Tugler was looking to get it to McCarty on the outside, but it was out of his reach. With 15:49 to go in the second half, Houston looking for some answers. Down by 14. It's 53-39. The top-seeded Arizona Wildcats on top in the championship game. You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 basketball tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you work in university maintenance, Grainger considers you an MVP because your playbook ensures your arena is always ready for tip-off. And Grainger is your trusted partner, offering the products you need all in one place, from HVAC and plumbing supplies to lighting and more, and all delivered with plenty of time left on the clock, so your team always gets the win. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, visit Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I like things my way, my coffee, my schedule, and my treatment. So I talked to my doctor about self-injecting with the VivGuard Hytrulo prefilled syringe, which contains F-gartigimod alpha and hyaluronidase QVFC. It's injected under your skin, subcutaneously. It means I can inject in my space, on my time. It's my treatment, my way. Visit VivGuardMyWay.com. That's VYVGART MyWay.com. And talk to your doctor about VivGuard Hytrulo. Brought to you by Argenix.
Running a business teaches you one thing fast. The biggest losses are rarely loud. They're quiet. It's a missed call or a follow-up that never happens. And when customers can't reach you, they move on. That's why growing businesses choose Quo, the modern business phone system. With one shared number and every conversation in one place, nothing slips through the cracks. Get started free and get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN. That's QUO.com/ESPN. Quo, better customer experiences and no more silent costs slowing your growth.
Amber and Ian. Mark Cuban was talking about this, man. I don't know if his opinion has changed in the last 15 years, but back then it would be a better game if we were to shave 10 games off of the schedule. But as he said, the rest of the owners won't give up that gate.
Is it worth making money on those 10 extra games if 20 years down the road you aren't nearly as popular as you once were? And the money dries up anyways.
Amber and Ian, weeknights at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio. You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Top seeded Arizona 53, second seed Houston 39 here at the 4-minute and 11-second mark that has passed by in the second half. And the Wildcats in control right now. Houston looking for some answers, but Arizona does have some injury concerns as we send it down to Courtney Cronin courtside.
Yeah, just under 18 minutes to go in the second half. Jaden Bradley leaves the floor. He was holding onto his left hand wrist area, goes straight back to the locker room. Ultimately is getting x-rays back there from what I'm told right now. And it was Brandon Chappelle, the assistant coach for the Arizona Wildcats, among several people who left the floor to go back to the locker room. Then he came back quickly and said something to Tommy Lloyd on the sideline. Doesn't seem like, have not been able to see him. Oh, actually, Chris, he's coming out right now. He's right next to me. He has a blue wrap around his left wrist. A nice ovation from the fans right now for Jaden Bradley as he comes back to the floor.
He'll take a seat for the moment, but we'll see how soon he can get back in.
That's great reporting by Courtney. She was all over that from the very start of that story with the injuries. So great job, Courtney. Thanks for that help from up here.
Meanwhile, Arizona has the basketball. Del Orso driving the baseline left, feeding inside for Pete, who missed the lay-in, and another whistle called late by Kip Kissinger, but Pete will be back at the free throw line.
Well, you can see now how Arizona just continues. I call the word, when people ask me about Arizona's offense, I say, Chris, they try to pulverize you inside. And you're starting to see that. And when you can do that to a team as physical as Houston, it tells you a lot about why this team only has 2 losses all season long.
Goes back to that quote from Tommy Lloyd after the Kansas win a couple of weeks ago. You want to not pay attention and just think that we play out west, we're soft? Come on, we'll play you. We're happy to, because we will absolutely beat you up.
No question about it. It was so much fun to watch because they play the game from inside out. It's like having a great offensive line in football.
Pete misses the first free throw. Second one is good. Matches the largest lead for Arizona at 15 with 4.5 gone by in the second half. Kingston Flemings, the freshman for Houston, drives up the floor, kicks it out right side. McCarty, a 3. He's got it. He's provided the offense in the second half so far for Houston. 54-42 Arizona.
2 beautiful shots by McCarty. Neither one of those hit the rim.
And in the front court for Arizona, Krivas, right-handed pass, gives it up for Braden Burries. Burries with Flemings, giving him some room up top. Del Orso with a stutter step. Left side, Karchenkov launches the 3, buries it from the left wing.
Playing with so much confidence, the youngster from Munich, Germany.
Karchenkov with a huge game yesterday at 17, just his second bucket of the afternoon, but a biggie. Here underneath, Fleming's trying to feed Sacco on the left block. He's trapped, not sure what to do, goes up with the hook shot. It's no good, but an offensive rebound kicked out to Flemings. He misses the right wing 3, and a foul is called. It's going to stay Houston ball as it's going to go against Arizona.
Yeah, Sacco is not a scorer inside. The young man is a transfer from Sam Houston. A great fifth-year pickup for one season to give them some size inside, but he got stuck with the ball inside, Chris. He's not going to score over Krivas.
Koa Pete just picked up his 3rd personal foul, so he heads to the bench. Also to the bench for Arizona goes Anthony Del Orso. Krivas is on the floor along with Bradley, who has just returned.
He's got the same apparatus on his wrist that Chase McCarty has for Houston.
Here's Tugler at the free throw line. Tugler, the ball over his head. Krivas comes out to harass him. 9 to shoot. 14:25 on the game clock. Tugler attacking inside. Righty hook shot is good. Inside on the way to the basket. 57-44. Houston trying to slice down that Arizona lead.
That's that short roll, and usually Tugler will pass it, but that time, nice jump hook in the lane.
Pocket pass to Krivas on the right side. Hook shot, turnaround, good. Off the side of the rim as Arizona answers again.
That's only his 2nd basket, but he's not there to score tonight. They're getting a lot of points from other places on the court.
59-44, Sacco, baseline right. Now he'll give it up for Flemings. Flemings, lefty pass up top. Emmanuel Sharp driving to the lane. Step back jumper, rolls around and out. Krivas muscles away with the rebound. Outlet. Bradley up the floor, 2-on-2. Jaden Bradley attacking, scoop lay-in, no good. Rebound tipped over to Flemings. Here comes Houston the other way. Flemings attacking Krivas left. He stops and sends it back out, and they will set up with 13:24 to go second half, trailing by 15.
Smart man, Flemings, because Krivas was waiting at 7-2 right underneath the rim.
12 to shoot. Tugler, right elbow, backing in. Krivas, hook shot. Left short. Krivas altered the shot. Karchenko off the rebound.
I'm not sure JoJo ever even saw the rim. He just shot it over his left shoulder.
Braden Burries, the freshman from San Bernardino, California, with a pass to the right side, gets it back from Jaden Bradley. Kribos comes out to set a screen on the perimeter. 10 to shoot. Karchenkov launches a long three. Back rim. Too hard, no good. A walk of the rebound. Put back is no good on the lay-in attempt, and a foul underneath. No, if they're going to say that Walker was on the line, is that the call, Coach?
Yep, exactly. He was sitting on the ground on his butt, and the ball came to him. And it's hard to move your butt when you're that size, because otherwise he would have moved it onto the playing surface. Does that make sense?
As a large man, it does make sense. Thank you, Coach. 59-44. Arizona with the lead with 12:44 left. Mobility, not usually a strength.
Well, not when you're on the floor in a prone position, but he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But you know what's good? In the right place at the right time. He's been back in the game, and that's a good sign.
Dwayne Aristode returns off the bench for Arizona to give them some minutes. Emmanuel Sharp with the basketball, left wing for Houston. Milos Uzan, we haven't seen him in a while for the Cougars. Gets a screen from Tugler. He's been dealing with a couple of fouls. Uzan gives it left. Sharp, shot fake, steps aside, buries the left wing three. Emmanuel Sharp, last year's most outstanding player in this tournament, gives Houston a much-needed basket.
Great shot fake, and then he stayed on the three-point line by sidestepping and getting that point anyway. 3 points.
59-47 Arizona. Here's the feed from Del Orso, right side for Bradley. Bounce pass up top. Awaka directing traffic. Kribos wanted it. Instead, Awaka gives it over to Del Orso. Del Orso with 5 to shoot, trying to cross over Uzan. Drives down baseline right, throws up a prayer, unanswered, and Sanak, the weak side rebound, just back in for Houston. 12-point Arizona lead. Houston trying to cut it down. Uzan gives it left. It's Tugler. Now at the free throw line, Sanak, jump shot, no good. Bradley has the rebound for Arizona.
Great block out by Bradley. Wouldn't let anybody get near that basketball.
8.5 gone by second half. Mercy Miller being backed up on by Bradley. Bradley lost his footing. Ball is on the ground, and a whistle and a timeout. The ball is going to go back to Houston with the possession arrow. 11:20 left, second half. Arizona 59, Houston 47, but the Cougars trying to claw their way back in. You're listening to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Smalls here. Look, I get it. GLP-1 weight loss shots are popular. They're everywhere. But not everyone is thrilled about weekly injections. So what if your GLP-1 was as easy to take as a mint? That's why I want you to know about compounded tirzepatide. It's a mint-flavored tablet you simply let dissolve under your tongue. No needles. It's designed to help curb appetite and reduce cravings, even sweets and carbs, which are my personal enemies. And when hunger's under control, it's easier to eat less. Stay away from the junk foods that trip you up and tackle your weight loss goals head on. And this is important. The compounded tirzepatide is recommended by the medical board of the wellness companies, the doctors I trust. Look, if you're serious about getting your weight under control and weekly shots aren't your thing, I strongly encourage you to look into tirzepatide. Getting started is fast with an easy online physician consultation. Imagine discovering a no-needle option that fits your needs. Go to noneedles.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS to save $50. That's noneedles.com/smalls, promo code SMALLS to save $50.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. And you know I love my cake. So I get that big birthday energy without any sugar guilt. The bottle's small, easy to toss in my bag, and perfect when I need a quick, tasty caffeine boost to cakeify my day. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Arizona, a 12-point lead, the top seed in the Big 12 tournament. They lead Houston 59-47. Houston, a season ago, in this championship game, knocked off Arizona and eventually made it all the way to the national championship game before falling just short, losing by 2 to Florida. 11:20 left here, second half. Chris Carlin, Coach Fran Fraschilla, Courtney Cronin on hand here at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri, here on ESPN Radio. Glad you could join us this afternoon. We've been treated to a lot of terrific basketball over the last couple of days and have not disappointed. Houston trying to find their way here offensively, Coach, to slice into this Arizona lead.
Well, this Arizona defense is one of the top 4 in college basketball. So we always talk about offense, balance, scoring, but the truth is they also can strangle you on the defensive end. Flemings has 6. He's been quiet. Uzan non-factor.
How similar to the win a few weeks ago in Houston is this from that strangling standpoint when they limited them to 38% on the floor?
Yeah, similar in terms of the numbers, but remember, they did that on the road without Pete and Aristode. So that was impressive. Our guy Karchenko played a lot of 4 at the power forward position, and they played small.
He had 16 points, 9 boards, 3 assists in that win on the road for Arizona. Milos Uzan for Houston gives it right. Chris Sinak, shot fake, steps up, takes a long 2, and he hits it from the right side to bring Houston within 10. Chris Sinak, the freshman, with 7 points now. Trying to get it going after he had 17 and 14 rebounds, which matched the career high, and an offensive foul is called. It's going to go against Tobe Awaka, and that is number 4 as he immediately goes to the bench in disgust.
Well, he's got to be disgusted with himself, because for a guy who's a 4th-year senior, he's got to know better. This is a 4.0 student, so he's obviously a bright guy and usually a very smart player, and I think he's probably upset with himself.
Del Orso and Koa Pete return for Arizona. 10-point game. Milos Uzan gets a screen from Tugler, working left up top. Gives it back to Tugler. Free throw line. His righty floater wouldn't go. Rebound is tipped all the way back into the backcourt and tracked down by Emmanuel Sharp at the 10-minute, 30-second mark of the second half. Sharp loses control for a moment.
They try to get 15 tip-outs a game if they can, so they gain those extra possessions.
Tugler attacking left with the left hand. Counted in the foul for Joseph Tugler, and Houston showing signs of life.
They've got a chance to cut it to 7, and Joe Tugler has been really good offensively today. He just caught that ball at the foul line and went right at Krivas.
14 points for Tugler now, a chance to make it 15. And he had 10 points in the first half, which was a season high.
Our line as coaches in the second half is to get it under 10. You always tell your teams that. He misses the free throw, but now they're within 8. And given the DNA of this team, they're going to need some stops, and they're capable of that.
Third foul on Mo Krivas for Arizona, by the way. Team foul number 5. 8-point game. Pete, turnaround jumper. He left it off the front rim. Sinak the rebound, fighting hard for it for Houston. And here come the Cougars. Kelvin Sampson says, let's go. Milos Uzan up top of the key. Harassed for a moment. Over the head pass, far corner. It's Mercy Miller losing control of it, but a foul is called on Koa Pete of Arizona.
Good job of driving Pete from the corner. Is that 4?
It is number 4 on Koa Pete, the freshman.
Now, let me say this right now. Pete's got 4, Awaka's got 4. This is where it becomes very similar to 3 weeks ago when Arizona basically played much of that game small with Karchenkov at the 4.
Milos Uzan having trouble getting the ball in. Finally has to throw it all the way into the backcourt where Mercy Miller tracks it down for Houston. Miller working right. Houston down 8. 9:38 left second half. Milos Uzan, the veteran guard, crossing over. On the run. Breaks it in. Counted in the foul. And the Cougars are all of a sudden within striking distance thanks to a 9-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
And that's the patented Milos Uzan move right there. Down the lane, the floater. He goes off 1 foot. Doesn't usually bank that shot, Chris, but right down the middle, and now he's going to get a chance to cut this lead to 5.
Foul is called on Del Orso, his second, and the free throw is good off the front rim, 59-54. Arizona, 10-0 run. Arizona has missed their last 5 shots. They haven't scored in the last 4.5 minutes. Here's Braden Burris, the freshman, out for Jaden Bradley, Big 12 Player of the Year. Karchenkov for Arizona. Backs up, Emmanuel Sharp out there to defend. Bradley directing traffic from the left wing, and it's poked away by Sinak, and Bradley has it go off his knee and out of bounds. What a play by the freshman.
Well, Sinak was switched on to Bradley. Bradley was trying to clear space to go one-on-one, and Sinak, with a 7'5" wingspan, just reached in, hit the ball off Bradley, out of bounds, and it's going to be Houston ball.
Tommy Lloyd wants to talk it over as he calls the timeout. Arizona's got 2 left, and Houston's got 1. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Tournament on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. One of the questions for Houston, could they score when they needed to? And they have done that over the last 5 minutes of this game to make it a 5-point Arizona lead after they led by as many as 15.
And a lot of that scoring was with Flemings on the bench, and Kelvin Sampson's going to ride with this group. Miller, Sharp, Uzan, Sinak, and Tugler. So Kingston Flemings is going to get a nice rest here when Kelvin brings him back in the game. He really trusts Mercy Miller, who's got 8 points tonight, the sophomore from L.A.
Jaden Bradley guards Uzan as he comes across the timeline. Now it's Sharp driving into the lane, kicks it out. Sinak, right wing 3. That wouldn't go down. Rebound for Krivas, who got smacked in the face by Mercy Miller, or he did a heck of an acting job, and the Oscars aren't until tomorrow night.
Well, given how big Krivas is, I'm sure Mercy whacked him. Only the first foul on Miller, 15 foul. But now, again, Arizona, they've got a lot of guys that have been hitting the floor today because it's been a physical game.
Krivas will get up, and Karchenkov looks over at the bench and waves him off. Krivas will stay in the game. He looked like he got clipped by the shoulder of Mercy Miller as he came down to get the rebound right on the side of the jaw. 59-54 Arizona, under 9 minutes left in the Big 12 championship game here in Kansas City. Ivan Karchenkov gives it right. Anthony Del Orso for Arizona against the man-to-man of Houston. Krivas comes out to set a screen. 12 to shoot. Del Orso takes the 3. It's off the side of the rim, out of bounds. Ball back to Houston.
Del Orso's been guarded really tightly tonight, and I think he wanted to just get a shot up, but not even close.
1 for 5 from the floor after he had 26 points in the semifinal win yesterday. Emmanuel Sharp, right wing 3. That's no good. Krivas powering in and ripping away the rebound. Arizona with the basketball and a 5-point lead. Karchenkov will back up, give it a little bit of room by Sinak. Then he attacks left. Sinak closes. Called for the travel. A turnover for Arizona.
Well, Houston has been down as many as 16 points tonight, and there hasn't been a comeback like this since 2017 when Iowa State came back from 17 down.
59-54 Arizona at the 8-minute mark here of the second half. Milos Uzan. Little two-man game outside as he gives it to Miller. Miller, a dribble, a drive, left side of the lane, dishes. Tugler puts it in underneath. Great feed.
Yeah, great set play, because what they did was give Mercy Miller a driving lane. He went down the lane and dropped it off to Tugler on the other side of the basket. A set play to open up some driving space for the sophomore.
Arizona has not scored in the last 6 minutes and 20 seconds. 7:34 left. Jaden Bradley driving left. Uzan right on top of him. Stripped of the ball by Sinak. The freshman with another fantastic defensive play. Uzan will bring the ball up, down by 3. Uzan looking left. Tugler takes the ball. He has it at the top of the key, hands it off. Mercy Miller, given room by Del Orso for a moment. Shot clock to 10. Miller attacking, banks it it in from the right side on the lay-in.
I'll tell you, the confidence Kelvin Sampson has in Mercy Miller allows him to keep Kingston Flemings on the bench and rested. What a performance off the bench.
It is a 14-0 run for Houston. Here is a feed down low. Burries underneath the Krivas. Has a shot blocked underneath by Sinak. Thriving on the defensive end. Back to Burries, who puts it in the foul for Arizona. Look what I found, and is able to capitalize with 6:41 left. We have got an incredible game coming down the stretch. Arizona 61 and Houston 58. This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Basketball Championship on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
This is the Phillips 66 Big 12 Men's Basketball Tournament Final on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
6:41 left in the second half. Top seed Arizona 61. Second seed Houston 58 in the Big 12 championship game here in Kansas City at the T-Mobile Center. Chris Carlin, Coach Fran Fraschilla, Courtney Cronin courtside as we head downstairs in just a few moments to get some insight on the Houston huddle. Meanwhile, Coach, how about this stat? Staggering as it is, Houston Arizona all season long through the end of February had allowed one 10-0 run themselves all year. They just gave up a 14-0 run. They had 31 of their own through the end of February, and it just got stopped with that bucket for Burries.
Let me tell you about that 10-0 run. It was a meaningless 10-0 run, Chris. It was Norfolk State down 98-51 in the closing moments.
Wow.
And they went on a 10-0 run, and Arizona only wound up winning by 37.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
So not crunch time stats.
No, nothing like crunch time. Nothing like it.
Meanwhile, Braden Burries is at the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. Emmanuel Sharp was called for the foul. That was his fourth moments ago. So he goes to the bench for Houston, last year's most outstanding player in the tournament in the Big 12.
And Tobe Awaka is back in for Arizona with 4 fouls.
Milos Uzan, a 3 from straight on, no good, but Tugler the offensive rebound. Arizona leading by 4. Step back, Flemings in the lane, and he hits it for the Houston Cougars. It's a 62-60 Arizona lead.
Flemings is fresh because Mercy Miller gave him a long break with some great play.
Jaden Bradley against Flemings, gives it to Del Orso. He will work it over to the right side. Now at the top of the key, Karchenkov dribbles to the free throw line. Sanak cuts him off. Shot clock down to 7 for Arizona. A 2-point lead. Burries gives it left. Karchenkov makes a three. The prayer answered for Ivan Karchenkov. A 5-point Arizona lead.
Sanak all over Karchenkov. Ivan just had to shoot it and hope for the best, and the prayer was answered, to your point.
Here's Flemings, bounce pass, Tugler right, backs it in, a career-high 18 for Joseph Tugler this afternoon. Arizona 65, Houston 62. 5 minutes, 20 seconds left. With the basketball, it is Karchenkov driving left side, finishes with the right hand as he gets past Sanak.
He's gone right past Sanak, and Kelvin Sampson tells Chase McCarty, get him out. Chase will check in at the next dead ball.
Karchenkov into double figures with 10, one of 4 players for Houston, or rather for Arizona in double figures. Uzan will try that three again. Back rim, no good. Arizona with the rebound underneath. It's Karchenkov.
What a tough rebound by Ivan. It was in a fist fight with Sanak inside. He pulled that ball away.
Arizona by 5, 4:40 left. Bounce pass, Karchenkov, top of the key, bullying his way in left side. Lefty lay-in, no good, but he was fouled by Sanak.
That was before Kelvin Sampson could get Sanak out and get McCarty in. Karchenkov went right at him and picks up Sanak's 4th foul. Now, Karchenkov is not a primary scorer, but did you see the last minute and a half? He took over that offense.
And yesterday, 17 points when they needed it, when their freshmen, both Braden Burries and Koa Pete, combined for only 7 points. Freshmen they had relied on for 50% of their scoring this year had the Wildcats.
I don't know if I've told you this 10,000 times, but they've had 7 different leading scorers this year, so the balance is phenomenal.
67-62, Arizona, 4:37 left. Karchenkov knocks down the first free throw with ease. 11 points this afternoon for the young man from Germany.
He played on the Bayern Munich professional team in what we call the BBL, the top German league. A lot of former American players like Niels Giffey from UConn, who is German. Shabazz Napier from UConn.
Second free throw, good. Karchenkov, 70% from the floor over the last 3 games, has got 12 points today for Arizona. 7-point lead for the Wildcats. Here's Kingston Flemings, left side of the lane. His pass nearly intercepted, dangerous moment, but Uzan now collects. Uzan to Tugler up top. Mercy Miller driving left side of the lane. Far side McCarty pulls up long two. That's an air ball right into the hands of Burries, who will look to push, but no numbers there for Arizona.
Yeah, I didn't like that shot by Chase McCarty. You might as well slide along the line and shoot a 3 if you're going to shoot a jump shot.
4 minutes remaining. U of A chance breaking out. Here is Karchenkov driving, and the shot blocked by Tugler out of bounds with 3:56 remaining. Arizona 69 and Houston 62.
I thought I saw Sharp come in, so keep an eye on that because he's got 4, and they kind of need him back in.
Sharp with the 4 fouls,
Yep.
A little bit of a concern. There's been foul trouble for Sanak as well today. He's got 4 fouls on the Houston side. On the side for Arizona, Koa Pete has got 4. So does Tobe Awaka. Meanwhile, let's check in with Christine Lisi in the studio. Christine?
Chris, thanks. What a day we've had so far on the college basketball scoreboard. An SEC semifinals stunner.
Differential is 9. You can see the finish line from here. We're having a big time on Broadway. The Commodores take down the champs. For the first time since 2012, Vanderbilt is in the SEC championship game. Vandy defeats Florida 91-74.
Vandy shot 55% from the field, 48% from three-point range, and forced 15 turnovers, ended Florida's 12-game winning streak in the process. Gators had been projected as the final 1 seed for the NCAA tournament, and Coach Todd Golden thinks thinks today's game should not change that.
I'm looking at quad one wins. I think we're in a good spot that way. Analytically predictive metrics, whether it's KenPom, Torvik, we're top 4 in all those by a wide margin. It's really not close. We had our early season tough start where we played really good competitive opponents in road or semi-away venues where we fell a little bit short. But to Franz's point, we hadn't lost in 54 days or something leading up to this game, playing some of the best basketball in America. And, I do believe we've done enough to be the 4th 1 seed, but we'll find out tomorrow night.
Arkansas won an overtime thriller against Ole Miss 93-90, so the Razorbacks and Commodores clash in the SEC final tomorrow. Big East final. St. John's leading UConn 49-42, 12:20 to go in the second half. Mountain West final. Utah State leading San Diego State 65-54, 4:18 to go in the second half. San Diego State currently on the first 4 out list by ESPN's Joe Lunardi.
Looking at quad one wins, I think we're in a good spot that way.
Back to you, Chris.
Christine, don't forget, of course, we've got a great one coming up a little bit later on in the ACC Championship. Duke and Virginia will square off here on ESPN Radio, and Mike Cousins and Bob Valvano will have the call of that game here in Kansas City. Arizona 69, Houston 62, and to your point a moment ago, Emmanuel Sharp coming back in. He was the most outstanding player in the Big 12 tournament last year, and they need their veteran guard on the floor down by 7.
Well, he's a two-way guy. He's a great defender. Obviously, he's the all-time three-point shooter in Houston history, 11th all-time leading scorer. They need him now more for his offense than his defense. Mercy Miller did a great job, but now Houston goes back with Sharp, Uzan, and Flemings to try to make up this 7-point deficit, Chris, with 3:56 to go.
How about Houston, their 3rd year in the Big 12, and they have made it to the championship game. Each of the first 3 years, they won the championship a season ago and made their way to the national championship game before coming up just short against Florida. We just heard Todd Golden, his lobbying abilities and narrative well in postseason form right now.
Yes, and they're a number 1 seed based on the entire body of work. Arizona is a number 1 seed, I believe. It'll be interesting to see where Duke is. Duke should be a number 1 seed. Michigan's right there as well. UConn right behind them. Houston and Michigan probably on the 2 line, and it's going to be an incredible NCAA tournament. I love this Arizona team. They're capable of winning it all as well as anybody that's going to be in the field.
3:56 on the game clock, 12 on the shot clock. Inbounded off the baseline to Koa Pete. He puts up the righty floater, and it's good with a friendly roll to open up the Arizona lead back to 9.
They've had great balance today. Pete with 19, Bradley with 13, Burries with 17.
On the other end, Kingston Flemings trying to draw contact. He did, but the shot wouldn't go anywhere. No foul called, and it'll end up in the hands of Jaden Bradley in Arizona, looking to milk clock with 3.5 minutes left. Arizona has made 4 of their last 5 on a 6-0 run, but they promptly turn it over. Emmanuel Sharp with the steal and attacking the basket. He gets fouled on the way there by Jaden Bradley, and he hit the deck pretty hard. Sharp will be at the free throw line.
Well, good sportsmanship by Jaden. Picks him up and helps him up, but that's only the first foul on Bradley. He's going to put a great foul shooter on the line in Emmanuel Sharp.
A lot of respect between these two teams. And for those who haven't had a chance to see the Big 12 this season, you have missed out on some amazing basketball and the future of the NBA with as many talent evaluators has been in attendance. We expect probably 5 of the top 15 players called in June are going to be Big 12 players at least.
Well, I'm thinking even 6 if you count Flo Burries in there because he's moved up into that lottery level as well.
Emmanuel Sharp hits the first free throw, second in the air, rolls around and in. 71-64 Arizona, 3:19 remaining here in Kansas City in the Phillips 66 Big 12 championship game.
Needless to say, Cougs need a stop right now.
With the basketball, it's Burries giving it left. Karchenkov attacking on Flemings. Now we'll back it out. And we'll milk some more clock as Bradley takes over. Sharp and Sinak out there to trap him. Sinak now retreats. 5 to shoot. Here's Bradley at the free throw line. Kicks it back out. Burries doesn't see the shot clock. Burries finally gets it off and banks in a prayer from the top of the key as the shot clock was about to expire.
That's the second banked-in shot in the last couple minutes for Arizona. So let's just say they've been fortuitous lately
Back to a 9-point Wildcat lead with 2:30 left. Milos Uzan driving right side. His banker too strong. Put back, no good, but Tugler right there for a second stick back, and that's good.
And he's adding to that career high. He's got 20 right now. When he stays out of foul trouble, he's so effective on both ends of the floor.
Braden Burries, the freshman from San Bernardino, California, has the basketball for Arizona with a 7-point lead. Karchenkov to Koa Pete at the free throw line. Jumper won't go this time. Fleming's the rebound with 2 minutes left. Here comes Houston. Emmanuel Sharp launches a long three. That's no good. And right there for the rebound is Mo Krivas, as Arizona will take their time bringing the basketball up the floor with the Big 12 Player of the Year, Jaden Bradley.
This is his time, Chris. He knows how to change tempos. And right now, the clock is Arizona's friend. And the best guy you can have out there is Bradley.
Bradley drives down to the baseline right, tries to get the pass inside for Pete, and a foul is called underneath. That's going to go against Houston. Emmanuel Sharp is fouled out of the game.
Great job again. Bradley thought it looked like he got stuck in the corner, but he's always got awareness. Great cut to the basket. And who is that? Burries on the cut? I believe so. Or Pete.
It will be Koa Pete at the free throw line. Mercy Miller replaces Emmanuel Sharp. And now here comes Chase McCarty to give Sanak a breather. 91 seconds left.
Well, I like this because Chase McCarty has made 2 threes today, and it allows Houston to spread the floor and look for the 3 ball.
This is a 1-and-1. Here's the free throw. First one is good, and Koa Pete pumps both fists in celebration, and now we'll get a second free throw. It's an 8-point Arizona lead.
This guy started his career in the win over Florida in Las Vegas with 30, his career high.
He was back on November the 3rd, the opener. Hits the second free throw, points to the sky, 75-66 Arizona. A minute and 30 seconds left. Kingston Flemings driving right, pulls up right side of the lane. Doesn't get the roll. Karchenkov with another tough rebound.
Kelvin Sampson's got to decide now, does he want to foul and put Arizona on the line?
And it looks like he will as Koa Pete takes the pass and trying to look up and find somebody to pass it to, but was fouled before he could.
This is going to be a difficult deficit to overcome, especially if Pete can stretch this lead out to 10 or 11.
The U of A chants breaking out here in Kansas City as they smell a Big 12 championship. Foul is on Joseph Tugler. That's his second personal foul. 1-on-1. First front end is no good. Rebound to Mercy Miller. Quickly up the floor. Kingston Flemings into the lane. Kicks it out. Miller launches the left wing 3. Bullseye! It's a 6-point game with 1:04 left and a timeout on the floor taken. And I believe it was taken by Houston. It is their final timeout.
Koa Pete, Chris, for those listening at home, he is the 4th freshman in Big 12 tournament history to go over 20. Would you like to know who the other 3 are?
Oh, of course I would.
How about a guy named Kevin Durant?
Familiar with his work?
How about a guy named Cade Cunningham?
Wow.
And then in this part of the country, Sharon Collins, who helped Bill Self win a national championship back in 2008. He was the other freshman. What a night for this freshman. And by the way, what a tournament for all of these great freshmen in the Big 12.
I mean, the tournament across the board has been terrific. We had the thriller yesterday, but some really high-level basketball over the last few days.
Well, and that's how it should be, as this league has been really for the most, probably at least a decade now, overall the best college basketball league. And you know what? There's a changing of the guard in this league. Kansas won 14 straight titles. And lately, Houston won the first 2 that they've been in the league. Arizona, second year in the league. They may be close to winning their first tournament title, although they already got the regular season title, which is all that matters to them.
31 wins this year for Tommy Lloyd's team. Only 2 losses. And they get a terrific opportunity to be the number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Of course, Duke playing later tonight for the ACC championship. But at the very least, Arizona, you expect to be the number one seed in the West and to have games in San Diego and then in San Jose. So not terribly far for folks from Tucson to travel.
You will hear U of A quite a bit in both of those arenas. Remember, it's not just the folks from Arizona. It's all those alumni in California and beyond. They love this basketball program.
Ivan Karchenkov running the baseline, inbounds it, gets it to Bradley, who'll take it to the other end, but he missed the layup. Fleming's the rebound, bringing it back down the floor for Houston. Down 6, Milos Uzan, step back 3, good, right wing, and Houston within 3 with 53.8 left.
I don't think Tommy Lloyd wanted Jaden Bradley to take that ball to the basket. He put his hands over his eyes on the miss. Kelvin Sampson is telling his team, get down in a stance.
And a timeout taken as Bradley pounds the basketball in disgust with himself. And the Wildcats head over to the huddle, and Houston will not go away.
Amazing. Down 9. I was thinking to myself, I honestly was thinking as a coach, can they make 3 threes here in the last couple of minutes? And they have. They've made 2 of them. And guess what? They don't have to foul. They can play this possession out, get the stop, and get that ball back.
Milos Uzan was 2 of 8 from the floor and 0 for 3 from behind the arc. He's been struggling a little bit of late, but that was an awfully big shot. He had 25 last year in the championship game here at the Big 12 tournament.
And you don't worry about him. He could be, it's like a 300 hitter who goes 0 for 10, right? You know he's going to make them at some point, and he's made them at big spots in his 2 years, Oklahoma.
Courtney Cronin. All of a sudden, Kelvin Sampson's team find themselves within striking distance.
Yeah, and Kelvin Sampson just wrote one stop, Jackie Robinson on the clipboard. Coach, what does that mean?
I don't know. I have to tell you. Steal second base, I'm not sure, you know. I'm sure it's a little code word for, you know, what that might be. It's actually a great code word for what we call 2 for 1. Remember I said get the shot up by 42. That was his baseball number. Of course, it's been retired by every major league team because of the legacy of the great Jackie Robinson.
So Arizona with a 75-72 lead over Houston. Possession arrow belongs to Arizona. The Wildcats have 1 timeout remaining. Houston does not have any. Foul situation, 19 fouls on Houston. So the next one puts Arizona in the double bonus, 18 fouls against Arizona, so just the 1-1 right now for Houston.
Well, Tommy Lloyd, despite the fact that this game is tightened up, very comfortable with the ball in Jaden Bradley's hands. He's likely to come get it, and he does as he pushes Fleming's off, but no harm, no foul right there.
15 on the shot clock, 35 on the game clock. Bradley left, Karchenkov. Right on him, checking him is Miller. Karchenkov dribbles right past, is knocked out of bounds off the hands of Flemings with 5 to shoot and 28.8 on the game clock.
Chris, as that ball was going in the air, Uzan was so worried about watching Burries, he was actually in position to steal it, but he didn't locate the basketball.
Burries will inbound right in front of the Arizona bench on the far side. Gets it into Pete. Down to 3 to shoot. Pete, turnaround jumper. Back rim, no good, but the offensive rebound for Krivas, who is immediately fouled by Tugler with 22.9 left.
Now, normally you wouldn't mind fouling a 7'2" guy, but Houston now double bonus, and Krivas shoots about 80%.
So he will go to the free throw line for Krivas. It'll be his first trip today. Just 4 points for a guy who's been a double-double machine at times this year. And some awfully big free throws right here to try to make this a 2-possession game. It is a double bonus, so 2 free throws. Krivas puts the first one up and gets the roll. 76-72, Arizona.
Well, we mentioned he's got a good shooting touch for a guy his size.
Krivas takes a deep breath as he gets the basketball back. 3 dribbles. Obey Awaka to the scorer's table. 3 more dribbles. Free throw in the air. Good. Awaka will come back into the game as Krivas goes to the bench off the make.
Yep. Let's see who goes out. Krivas is going to go out with his 3 fouls. And Tobe a little bit more mobile on the perimeter than the 7'2" youngster from Lithuania.
Arizona by 5. Kingston Fleming's into the front court, attacking left side. Goes for the quick 2, doesn't get it. Ball is loose. Miller got it back. Put back no good. Second stick back no good. And a foul underneath that is going to go against Arizona with 13.1 left. Koa Pete has fouled out of the game. 23 points today to lead Arizona for Koa Pete. But the freshman from Chandler, Arizona, will go to the bench.
It's going to put Chase McCarty on the line, who has made a couple big threes today. The young man who redshirted last year, Dad Kelly, played in the NBA. Wait a minute, let's see now.
Krivas will come back in.
Yep.
So McCarty at the free throw line. It's going to be a 1-and-1 here. Just the 9th team foul against Arizona. Kip Kissinger gives him the ball on a 1-bounce pass. Couple of dribbles, a spin, bends the knees, puts it up, and it's good.
I'm reminded of all the practices I've seen at Houston where Kelvin Sampson lines his team up on the baseline. One guy has to shoot the free throws, and if he misses either one, the entire team runs. Creating some pressure.
There's a 2-shot foul. Second foul shot is up and good. 77-74 Arizona. 13.2 left. Awaka goes back to the bench. Del Orso checks back in for the Wildcats.
They've got a bunch of good foul shooters right now. And if you're Houston, you're going to gamble to steal it even once or twice before you have to foul.
Karchenkov running the baseline, trying to get it inbounded, and a timeout just gets called barely before a 5-second call against Arizona.
What I like about that is Tommy Roy puts the ball in this guy's hands in all late game situations. 19 years old, he's played with professionals. He trusts him, and Karchenkov got that timeout at the 4 count.
So, neither team with any timeouts left. Both teams on the next Arizona foul will be in the double bonus the rest of the way with 13.2 left. Arizona with the ball and a 77-74 lead. They also have the possession arrow.
Yes, and keep this in mind. Karchenkov got the inbounds pass after the free throws from McCarty, which means he can still, after a timeout, run the baseline, Chris. And Arizona's got a play, we call it the football play, where 5 players line up out of bounds, which is legal. Now what they're going to do is line up 5 guys in a row directly at midcourt. So you'll see a lot of cutting. Usually there's a holding foul here. Keep an eye on that.
Karchenkov gets the ball. He is able to inbound it to Del Orso. Del Orso's pass was then swatted out of bounds by Tugler, so it'll remain Arizona ball with 11 seconds remaining in a 3-point lead.
Keep in mind now, because the ball was deflected out of bounds, it's a spot throw-in. You cannot run.
So Karchenkov will get the ball from Kip Kissinger. Tugler will guard the inbound in the backcourt. Tugler jumping. Karchenkov doesn't move. Bounce pass inbounded to Burries. Burries trapped in the corner, and Burries gets fouled with 8.3 remaining. So he will go to the free throw line for Arizona, looking to make this a 2-possession game.
He's very, very reliable from the foul line. He's got a great shooting stroke, and he's going to get 2 free throws because of the double bonus.
He's got 19 points today, and he's been a perfect 5 for 5 from the line, trying to help close this game out and give Arizona a Big 12 championship. Burries is ready, bends the knees, puts it in the air. Good. 4-point lead for the Wildcats with 8.3 left.
Got to give Houston credit, Chris. They were down 16 and fought back, a valiant effort. But Arizona, we keep saying these words, cool, calm, collected.
Arizona bends the knees with the free throw from Burries. He knocks it down. 5-point game, 7 seconds left. Jennings has passed.